Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to Fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams.
And welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan to my right, you're right, everybody's right. I am Eli Moon. We are not in the dark here, folks. We are right here. And Chad, I'm in a different spot. I know you're probably thrown off right now,
Whew.
but I'm in the morning show studio right now, Omar Causel's studio. Came over here after Unfiltered, rocking out, watching the NBA draft, and I know you can see my arms tonight. I got a little bit more, a little bit more, got decor, the Cleveland Browns hoodie, but feeling good, man. We got a lot to talk about. How are you feeling today?
I am doing pretty well. It's a good thing you didn't wear a crop top, man. We'd be able to definitely see that tonight.
Oh, no, yeah, no, just a hoodie. Just a hoodie. That's funny.
My daughter, she saw there was like a short hoodie. We were in Dick's Sporting Goods. She goes, "You should buy that." And I was like, "I just appreciate you, honestly, even suggesting that I have the abs to wear a shirt like that." But no, that's not for me. Like, I don't think anybody wants to see me in that. I'm doing pretty good, man. It's Tuesday. Tuesday top 5. I'm excited for that. Big trade last night. There's NBA stuff, all kinds of stuff going on. By the way, we're still playing baseball. Well, some teams are. The Braves and the Guardians really aren't right now, but that's okay. It's funny. These teams are like in the same like ebb and flow this season. It's when one's doing well, the other's doing well. When one bottoms out, the other bottoms out. That's really weird, man. But
yeah, no,
long answer to yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
I am good, man. I'm good. Like I said, came over here, out in the morning show studio. Came out here after Unfiltered. Had a pretty busy week already, but blessed, man, and it's been cool to see all the stories. We went from, 48 hours ago still wondering what happens with Giannis, if Jaylen Brown goes to Milwaukee or whatever happens there. And Giannis now a member of the Miami Heat. Jaylen Brown right now a member of the Boston Celtics, but who knows if he'll be one, by the end of the week even. So
you think he may be a Timberwolf, right?
Yeah, I still stand on that. Just because if you're Minnesota, you have to make sure that Anthony Edwards stays there. He's going to want out if they kind of bottom out here. They just moved on from Julius Randle yesterday, and you wonder if you're Minnesota, how can we make him happy? Well, let's finally bring in somebody in the backcourt that's still in their prime, can help him out, and you still got Gobert down low. You can add there, they have Jaden McDaniels, so I do think Minnesota would be a good landing spot for Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. I'm still trying to search and I'm looking for what the Cavs are going to do, and I'm not finding it, man. I think they were, to me, and I don't know, we don't have to get into this right away, but we're going to get to it right away. It looks like To me, they were like 80% out on the LeBron thing anyway. Now with Giannis in Miami, it feels like they're about 90% out on the LeBron coming back. I feel like all of a sudden it makes it a little bit more likely that he would go to Miami, right? Maybe rather than come back here. I don't know, Miami, LA, I think winter, and then Cleveland. You know, Cleveland's a nice city, but man, the winters are tough. And let me tell you, as you get older and knock your whole desk over, which I just almost did, as you get older, I can't talk. As you get older, Eli, winters get harder, man. Like the cold weather gets colder, the ice gets icier, snow gets snowier. I don't know. It's just you know, as an older gentleman, also in my 40s, and you know, maybe without the just still decent jumper probably, but probably not going to play in the NBA anytime soon. I wouldn't want to do winters in Cleveland if I didn't have to, man. You know what I mean? Like if I had the money and the wherewithal to spend my winters somewhere else and traveling, and my home base was Miami or LA, I would understand if you didn't come back. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, Miami would definitely be interesting for LeBron. You know, it would make a ton of sense because of the front court already with Bam and Giannis.
Yeah.
And it is familiar territory. He won 2 titles there, obviously, in Miami before.
Yeah. Would Pat Riley welcome that back, though?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's – I just don't think they're like kind of like oil and water, right? You know, they don't really mix. And I just think that when you look at how Pat Riley is like already stated how the LeBron tenure kind of ended, LeBron's mentioned about how some of the Pat Riley stuff went. It doesn't sound very nice. I want to see that, but it would make a ton of sense in terms of the way the roster is constructed right now. But I don't know. I do think LeBron still ends up in California, just not the Lakers. I do think Golden State. You know, Double A and I have been talking about it at Midnight Run. I just think he ends up in Golden State. He wants to play with Steph Curry. He wants to play with Draymond. He's cool with those guys, and he would want to remain in California. So his family doesn't have to really move from where they're at right now, too. You know, that's a big thing. You know, he talked about, you know, him being in his 40s. Well, he's mentioned it, thinking about his family and how his family's going to feel about it, and his wife. And, you know, so that's what you got to consider as well. But it's going to be interesting. The offseason's already officially started off. You know, other names that are thrown around of, hey, maybe the Cavaliers have an opportunity to go get them is, you know, Kawhi Leonard, maybe even. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but that is something that has been mentioned, you know, Cavs maybe being linked to him. Besides that, bud, I don't know. You know, LeBron and Giannis was our plan, and we did not get that. So,
yeah, I mean, Kawhi is a nice name, but I mean, I just don't see how he really fits or makes this team that much better, gets them over the Knicks hump that, you know, well, theoretical or, you know, whether it's, you know, actually real, whether the Knicks are able to get back to this level, we don't know. But I don't know. I mean, it just feels like they have a roadblock, and it's the Knicks right now. But I mean, there are other teams in the East that are going to be a whole problem. I mean, Boston's going to be an issue. Miami's going to be an issue for the Cavs. I don't know. It just feels like it feels like after the Giannis trade, I feel worse about where the Cavs are. You know, you want to feel better in the offseason. Like, well, they got to the Eastern Conference Finals, and yeah, I mean, they didn't look good at all, but they did lose to the champions, right? So there's a lot there when you say those words that should make you feel good, but now just watching teams in the East possibly get better. I don't know what the Celtics are going to look like if they move Jaylen Brown. Maybe they won't be a problem anymore, but they're still going to be a good basketball team, right? I don't know. I feel worse about where the Cavs are now, even though they didn't do anything. But that's the issue. They didn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, but they still have the chips if they were looking to make a move. Evan Mobley, obviously you have Donovan Mitchell. And I'm just curious if they are going to pull the trigger because of everything we've talked about here, where they can't really stand pat. Miami, like you mentioned, getting better. Boston is going to get better. Wherever they move Jaylen Brown to, they're going to get assets back. So they're only going to get stronger. Indiana's there. Washington just drafted A.J. Debinsa, #1 overall. And I think Washington, you know, Kyle Cornell on Unfiltered, and I have both kind of brought it up here on the network, that Washington may be interesting when it comes to Trae Young, Anthony Davis, now Debinsa. You wonder where some of these chips are going to kind of fall. But the main thing is exactly what we're saying here. You know, the Cavaliers cannot stand pat. They can't go, hey, what we had last year is going to get us over the hump. They don't have an exact dog on the team that is going to get them through some of these pressure-filled moments. Sure, second round, you know, you finally got past it, but we're looking for championships. That was a big thing when we traded for Donovan Mitchell. So
yeah. Well, and who's even available? I mean, it feels like if you and I'm not like I'm not a huge proponent of, you got to hold on to Evan Mobley because he's going to be special. One day he's going to be 30, and he's been progressing at this very, I don't want to say a steady rate, right? Not necessarily. There's been no leaps or bounds the way we've expected. I mean, I think every offseason we go, okay, this is the year Mobley's going to figure it out and realize he's a beast with the ball in his hands or whatever. He's with his back to the back. He's going to figure something out, right, and become like a factor. But he's a factor one out of about every 3 or 4, maybe 5 games, and he'll pop up and play 2 or 3 really good quarters of a game, and then kind of go away for a quarter or a whole half, whatever. And then sometimes he'll have a whole game where he's 9 points, 5 rebounds, and he's not in foul trouble, right? It's just the ball doesn't get to his hands. Whether that's him, whether that's scheme, whether that's whatever. He just hasn't really, I guess, made his mark, that indelible mark that you want him to have made already on the Cavs. So I'm not a huge proponent of holding on to him, but everything feels like a lateral move now. Like, what would you move Evan Mobley for? Like, what would you bring back in? It would be, probably at this point, another player with a lot of flaws or a lot of questions or, whatever. It just sort of feels like the waters are a little muddied now, and I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, no, I completely get that. And it can get a little muddy when it turns in where they're looking, the Cavaliers. But I do think there's some options. If OKC was interested in Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, and some package of that, some first rounders, get some capital. You could also look at a few other teams. But I guess the real value comes in Donovan Mitchell, right? I feel like if you're the Cavaliers and you feel like you are having this mentality issue of being able to get to the finals, get over the hump, and you got to kind of look at the top here. We've talked about Donovan Mitchell, and a great community leader. He's a very solid player, but at the end of the day, it's like some of the stuff he does is just very questionable as the leader of this Cavaliers basketball team. The Mets had on after they got beat by New York. I'll see you in 19 weeks. We may win, we may not win a championship, but I've already won in life. I don't feel any pressure. It's like at some point you do have to kind of look and go, is this guy capable of leading our team? Because Evan Mobley, sure, you can get some stuff for, but I do think right now this is the last time you're going to be able to get any value for Donovan Mitchell if you were to make this move, especially with him, the big talk being about re-signing with the Cavaliers, or if he is or if he isn't, Chad.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Chet Holmgren. Would you want Holmgren here?
I guess it just depends, but if we're moving off, if we're moving off of Evan Mobley, I would, because at least you're taking a flyer on somebody that is pretty good in the regular season, stays healthy for the most part, besides his rookie year where he obviously missed the whole season. Yeah. I understand he looked terrible in the Western Conference Finals.
That's the most recent. Yeah, that's the most recent. That's what you think of. He's shrunk in the moment, and this roster just doesn't. And maybe that's enough. Maybe that's his origin story. Maybe that's his villain arc. Now he becomes, I don't know. Maybe he's a beast in the playoffs now from this day on because of that. But I don't know. That's my lasting impression of him. And I just we don't need another player like that on the roster. I just got a lot of guys like that right now. A lot of really good guys, really good players. But in the moment, they're just kind of like, somebody else will handle it. Right.
Yeah.
And that's not a very good mentality to have out there.
I completely get it. Yeah. It's the biggest question with the Cavaliers. We talked about it on Midnight Run yesterday. Because I was shocked when AA pulled up the odds and we had the 12th best odds to win the finals.
I told you it wasn't good before the trade. It wasn't good before the trade. They already had the Heat tied with the Cavaliers before that trade. I told you it wasn't good. Remember, we talked about it a little bit before. You're not going to like the betting odds for winning the East next year. It's not great. And I understand that was the whole championship. But, the East wasn't good either.
Yeah, not good at all. Not good at all. Well, I'll tell you what. It's been a pretty busy basketball day, the last couple of days here. Giannis getting moved. Cavaliers obviously having an opportunity to improve their team with the 29th overall pick. They may make a move to get out of the first round. We'll kind of keep an eye on that as the draft's moving along. But AJ DeBanza, number 1 overall pick to the Washington Wizards. Number 2, Darren Peterson to the Utah Jazz. And then Cameron Boozer. Yeah. He is obviously in the top 3 as well. So very, very interesting. We'll keep an eye on the NBA draft. But what I will say is we're going to take a trip back to a draft, and we'll have a conversation about one of the more pivotal moments in NBA history. Chad and I will discuss that. We have Tuesday Top 5 as well. A very, very fun one for you, as always. So we'll get into all of that here on Inside Edge Primetime. But that's Chad Ryan to my right. You're right. Everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. This is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network, and we'll be back right after this.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
Eli,
What's
anything
up?
happened last night?
I mean, yeah, some stuff. I think some stuff did happen. A few things. Love Island.
Yeah. We got new couples,
Yeah.
new men, new women involved on the show. That happened. Anything else?
Let me see. We talked about Brendan Sorsby, that he may be quarterback 2, potentially quarterback 1 in Cleveland. Is that what we're gonna do?
We did talk about that, but something happened in Miami.
Okay, Miami.
Some big dude.
I got it. Bam Adebayo has a new front court mate, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is now a Miami Heat member, and yeah, we missed out, Cavs fans. That's part 1 of the disappointment offseason.
Part 2 comes your way tonight, because where does Jaylen Brown land? We'll talk about that coming up tonight. Inside Edge Primetime, the Daily Spiral Midnight Run. 3 shows, 1 stream tonight, starting at 10, right here on the Inside Edge Network.
And welcome back to InsideEdge Primetime here on InsideEdge Network. Rocking and rolling. Maybe it's an environment. Well, we're ready to rock. Chad Bryant to my right, you're right, everybody's right. He's in the home base. I'm Eli Moon, and I am in the morning show studio. Omar Clausel Jr. usually is rocking and rolling here. However, tonight, I am here rocking and rolling. And yeah, Chad B, we are going to get after it. I think you may have to unmute yourself. I know you're so excited. But with that being said, I thought you were like just going to chill there the whole time. But with that being said, I did need to get off mute because one, it'd be good to hear from it. Two, you were talking to me yesterday and we were going to get to this, and then Giannis got traded.
Selfish,
right?
by the way. Yeah, what's he doing? I was going to talk about this yesterday.
Yeah, dude. It's kind of odd timing, man. We were going to talk about a very crazy moment in NBA history, and Giannis gets traded. So we moved it to today, but you were talking to me about this yesterday, and I was very interested in terms of looking back into old moments, historic moments in NBA history that kind of changed the way the league as we know it is today. So I'll hand it off to you, and this is the segment kind of without a name, but what happened in history that changed history. Over to Chad Ryan.
Yeah, that sounds like a really complicated question on a quiz that I didn't study for.
Yeah,
is this Love Island? That's
awesome.
What happened in the history of Love Island? Shit. Okay, no, we're good. Well, all the NBA draft stuff got me thinking. I was kind of just flipping through some channels the other night, which I rarely get the chance to do anymore. You don't really get to do that. Everything, you stream everything, right? There are no channels, but I just, for some reason, I was like, what's on YouTube TV? And I was actually looking to watch something about that. I was just trying to catch something about the draft. It wasn't on my phone. I didn't want my phone in my hand. I just wanted to watch TV, right? And they were replaying the 1996 NBA draft on NBA TV. And I thought, you know what? I'll turn that on. That's fine. I'll watch that for a little bit. So when I turned it on, they were on I think maybe Ray Allen was just getting picked. So it was about pick 5. I got it pretty early on. The first thing I noticed, Eli, this was 1996. Okay. This was 30 years ago. It looked like the set was from the early 80s. I know. The lighting, the set design, everything. The headsets were they looked like they had full military. It was crazy, right? I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for 30 years to look like 60 years ago. That got me a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
It reminded me of how old I am. But no, I just was watching. It's first of all, the star power in the 96 draft. I mean, holy cow. Yeah. The first, 2 or 3 picks alone, Allen Iverson, Marcus Camby, you got Stephon Marbury, Ray Allen. I mean, some of the best, to do it, right? There are a lot of good stories. I mean, you got the Cavs taking Vitaly Potapenko out of Wright State University. I don't think that's something that I ever knew, by the way. I don't know that I knew that Vitaly Potapenko played at Wright State. Yeah, kind of a cool thing. Again, something I learned. A couple of Kentucky guys going in the first round of the draft, and it felt like that was the first we'd start seeing of that, and then that became the norm, really. But I want to direct your attention to the number 13 pick in the 1996 NBA draft, because this is where I completely fell down the rabbit hole, and it's almost like, and I lived through all this, but I had forgotten how much went into just the whole Kobe Bryant saga, right? Of him entering the draft from high school, from Lower Merion High School, just a kid from Lower Merion, right? Yeah. That's not really true. He spent some time in Italy. His dad played professional basketball there. But Jelly Bean, by the way, one of the better nicknames, I think, in sports. Jelly Bean Bryant. That's great. Fantastic. But not the point of the story. Okay, first of all, I have questions, right? Okay. The Hornets. I get it. They were loaded up with guards at the time, and they needed a center, right? It was known that they had needed a center. Apparently, the Nets came very, very close to taking Kobe at 8, by the way. John Calipari was there, then general manager, not now. John Nash had seen a Kobe Bryant workout, and they said was almost obsessed with Bryant, right? Really wanted to draft him. They couldn't get on the same page. Taking guys out of high school was a little bit of a risk. It was rare. Yep. And nobody really wanted to mess with it, right? I mean, obviously, we've seen some guys come out of high school. Just in that draft, Jermaine O'Neal came out of high school, right? He was drafted out of high school there by Portland. But and other guys came out as well from high school. But some of the best to do it, honestly. But nobody really wanted to mess with Kobe Bryant. And then Kobe, I think, pretty decidedly wanted to go to LA. He wanted to play with the Lakers, right? So you had this kind of like this whole shuffling situation between his agent or his would-be agent and just his people, right? The people that represented him were trying to maybe hide him a little bit from the rest of the league. So no one maybe really knew exactly what Kobe Bryant was or what he was all about. But the Lakers knew, right? They knew. And there was some familiar, like behind the scenes kind of, people had crossed paths, we'll say. I'm not going to say there was collusion, but some people had crossed paths and maybe had discussions. And so the Hornets take Kobe Bryant, and he claims that then head coach, I believe it was Dave Cowens. Is it Dave Cowens at the time? I think it was Dave Cowens.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Yep.
He claims that Cowens told him, hey, look, we don't have any need for you. You're not going to make this roster. You're a high school kid, right? Huge risk. We have guards. I don't have any room. We're not, whatever. If we take you, we're going to trade you, right? We don't have any, we just, whatever. So that happened. They took him, they traded him, right? Bam, right out to LA. But did you know it almost didn't go through? This is crazy to me. So like I said, the Hornets needed a center, right? So Vlade Divac, he's the guy. That's the trade. And Vlade says, no, I'm not going to go to Charlotte. I want to stay in LA. I want to be here. We're building something.
Yeah.
But LA had their sights on Shaquille O'Neal and pairing him up with brand new, shiny 18-year-old Kobe Bryant and trying to build for something and win some championships. And eventually, after a few days, Eli, that Vlade said, fine. I'll go to Charlotte. I'll play in Charlotte. No big deal. And the rumor is that he loved the Lakers that much that he was willing to essentially get kicked out of there to let them grow, right? To let them get into their prime years. But it just got me. It's like, how close was Charlotte? Did they know what they had? Did they have any idea what they had in Kobe Bryant? Were they like, hey, someone from the Lakers called and said that they'll give us Vlade, like they'll give us a center if we take this high school kid? Like, what a cash deal! Like, of course we're going to do that, right?
Yeah.
Now we have the center we need for our roster. Not a whole lot of places to go out and get a center that's reliable. We could draft one, but you don't know what you're going to get. You definitely don't know what you're going to get with a high school kid. Ship him out of here. Get him out. Get this kid out of my face. Get him an ice cream cone and send him on his way or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's Kobe Bryant, right? And it's easy to look back with hindsight and say, well, that was really stupid. But at the time, I mean, it served a need for both rosters. It's crazy to me just how much behind the scenes and the whole story about Kobe bluffing and saying, hey, listen, if it's, it's LA or nothing for me. I'll go play overseas, right?
Yeah.
And I was reading an article. It was written a long time ago. And I want to find it here. I want to try to attribute it to the right person. But it was on CBS Sports, written by, and again, I'm not even sure how. I think it was Zach Harper was the name. I'm not finding it here. But anyway, he interviewed Kobe at the time. And Kobe he said, hey, listen, if they refuse to do this, Jim, my page is completely shutting down on me now. But they said, if they refuse to do this trade, if Vlade said no, what were you going to do? And he's like, I was bluffing. I mean, I would have been a Hornet, whatever. Like, I would have gone to Charlotte. You know what I mean? No big deal. I would have played there. And it's just crazy to me, like, how close that trade was to not going down, all the stuff that went down. We don't even really know the truth. I mean, it's Kobe claims that Cowens told him they didn't want him, right? And that's like his villain arc. Like, he's literally said, and I'm trying to find the quote here, but again, that page is not loading for me right now for some reason. But Kobe had literally said that, like, that's when he turned from like a smiley kid to like the silent assassin, right? When Cowens told him, listen, we don't have any need for you. So Eli, I don't know. I mean, how does it feel? Like, I was alive for it, right? Like, I was there in the moment. This is something that just happened in the past to you. I'm just curious to see kind of like your whole viewpoint on the Kobe trade and whether Charlotte, I mean, whether or not they really knew what they had. Did the Lakers, were the Lakers pulling the wool over everyone's eyes in the NBA? I mean, do you think there's as much collusion as there is rumored to be to this story?
I don't know, man. It's kind of a little dicey, right? Because you kind of see Charlotte, and yes, they had a lot of guards at the time, but like, where is the scouts basically being like, no, like, you don't understand. This guy's better than any guard we have on our roster right now. So the fact that they were just elected because they had guards to not take the best available talent and actually use them on the roster kind of throws me off. But Vlade Divac, he wasn't bad. Obviously, he was a pretty talented center.
Yeah.
So I mean, acquiring him, they thought that was the missing piece. Kobe, however, I mean, there was something special about him. That's why not many guys come out of high school and succeed. But obviously, we have the ones that have Kobe, LeBron, Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
And Kobe was a special breed. That's why he went top 15 in that draft. So it's just weird, man. It's weird to think that the Charlotte Hornets could have really had a different trajectory franchise-wise.
Yeah. I mean, would they have even used him correctly, though? Remember, it's 1996. In my house growing up, didn't get the internet until I would say around Christmas time to New Year's of 1997, right? So like December of 96 to like January of 97. Like it wasn't like a super normal thing. There were no smartphones, right? You couldn't just like search Kobe Bryant and go, what is this kid all about? And see all of his highlights from, you couldn't do that. So, I mean, the only way that these scouts knew about him were private workouts. And if you've got his representation, essentially hiding him from the rest of the league, then only the people who've been privy to those workouts are going to know what Kobe Bryant's all about. And they had said that I think Jerry West was super, super impressed. Had seen him in a private workout and was like, man, the kid's work ethic, his focus.
Yeah.
You can see the leadership. You could just see the maturity. Like it's oozing out of him, man. It's like he's got it, right? He's got that X factor, whatever it is. Like he's got the skills, yeah, but he's also got that thing that you can't put your finger on. You just know when you see it. And I think that's when that's where the rumors of some of the collusion comes in, where it's like, okay, don't let anybody else see this kid. We got to do whatever we got to do to get him. I don't care what it takes. We're going to get him. We're going to get Shaq out here. We're going to clear some whatever, some cap space. We're going to get Shaq here. We're going to pair these two together, and we're going to win, not one, not two, not three, not one, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think they had, obviously eyes on a dynasty with Kobe and Shaq, and, egos sometimes get in the way of that and things play out a little bit differently, but for a while they had it going on, man. And it's just one of the cooler stories to me. Just a lot goes into every trade that I think we'll never, ever know, but this one's always been shrouded in such mystery and such a huge gray area that like, it just fascinates me. And like, reading about it again, it was like, man, I forgot about some of this. I just forgot about some of the details, the ins and outs of it. I don't know. It probably deserves like a couple-hour documentary, really, just the trade alone.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, it's one of those pivotal moments. Like, we talked about, before in the last segment, just talking about the buildup to talking about this. Yeah, a very pivotal moment, where the Lakers basically created the next 20 years of their franchise's history, just from a crazy trade. So, yeah, Chad, be very, very interesting. We'll kind of keep visiting special moments, pivotal moments in NBA history, and maybe other sports as well.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at that as well. But hey, it's time for our favorite moment of the day, which is going to be Tuesday Top 5. That'll be coming up after the break. So stick with us here. This Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. That's Chad Ryan to my right. You're right. Everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. This is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. A friendly reminder, make sure you like, subscribe, follow at Inside Edge Net on all the socials, and go ahead at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Check out and read about your favorite personalities. Go to our partners page. Going to do without our partners. Going to do without you. So go over to the shop, the merchandise store, buy a shirt, a hat, a polo, a hat, a mug. I think I said hat twice. But go ahead and buy 2 hats. I'm Rep Cleveland's digital leader. And go ahead and download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. We are on Roku as well. So go check that out. And yes, when we come back here Tuesday, Top 5 with Chad Bryan and myself, Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to Fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's Fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick. With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh. I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by InsideEdge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Hey, Inside Edge Network. It's Omar Clausel here from the morning show. We had a great one. Had Rob Rozicki on. We talked guards. We talked Giannis. Some great stuff, man. Check us out. Also did the Inside Edge World Cup Minute. Got you set ready for today's matches. It's going to be a fun one. Sun is shining. Go enjoy your day. And make sure you tune in. InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Check us out, man. We're rocking with you.
And welcome back to InsideEdge Primetime. Yeah, Brian, am I right? You're right. Everybody's right. I am glad. And one of the moments of the week here on Inside Primetime. Tuesday top 5. It's Chevy and Signal. I have one ear showing, one headphone showing. But yes, Chad B, I appreciate the assist there. I'm in a different setting here. So, sitting and setting. So, I'm getting a little situated. But yes, we are rock and rolling. Tuesday top 5. It's time to get right to it, Chad B. The floor is yours. What do we have on the docket today?
I just wanted to point out that you are sitting in a different setting. That's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Fun.
I felt like Dr. Seuss. The sitting and the setting.
Dr. Seuss. Can we say that? Are we allowed to say Dr. Seuss?
Well, I guess we're about to find out. If this
That's
thing
it, yeah.
in 3 minutes.
Dr. Snood. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but whatever, that's fine. Well, it's Tuesday, and regardless, we can say this because this is ours. Should we copyright this? It's time for the Tuesday top 5, and that means we got a brand new fancy looking graphic up there. Look at that, it's fun.
Oh yeah,
that's a good time. So all the trade talk got me thinking. I've been thinking a lot this week. I'm in a pensive mood. I've been thinking. NBA draft, Giannis gets traded. I was thinking about the Kobe trade. It's like, wow, man, like where would Kobe be on the well, obviously he'd probably be the best Hornet of all time had he stayed there. But how would that change with the Lakers all-time player list and championships would look? And how do things change, right? How does it change? So I got thinking, like, okay, Giannis is in Miami now. He's officially a member of the Heat, and I feel weird saying he's a Heat. How do I? He's a warmth. What do I don't know what to say there. Whatever. Because you can't have just Heat. One player can't be the Heat, right? It's got to be all the players have to be the Heat. So he's a coil. Is he? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
He's an ember.
We gotta call an HVAC guy. We gotta get an HVAC guy on the show and figure it out. We'll figure it out eventually. But so it got me wondering, like, okay, let's say Giannis had started with the Heat. Where would he be on the list of all-time top 5 for us Miami Heat players? There's more than just 5. Well, hopefully that would only be one starting unit. They'd be in trouble if they only had 5 all-time players. But it got me thinking, like, who are the top 5 Miami Heat of all time? The Miami Coils of all time. So I don't know. Listen, they've built one of the NBA's, honestly, one of the most successful franchises. They've had a lot of superstars. They've had a lot of legends come through Miami, right? Doesn't seem like a basketball city until you start like going through the names of the people who played there, and you're like, wow. It's kind of turned South Beach into a little bit of a basketball powerhouse. You've got dominant big men, you've got clutch scorers, you've got championship heroes. Man, they really just have never lacked star power. It's kind of crazy, right? And listen, there are some honorable mentions. I'm going to mention some guys. Chris Bosh almost made this list. Okay, this is going to give you an idea of the type of names that we're going to look at. Tim Hardaway almost made my list. Glenn Rice almost made my list. Udonis Haslem. So who would be up in the top 5? I mean, you still got Jimmy Butler, you got Bam Adebayo, Shaq, you got Lonzo Ball, you got all kinds of guys. So let's just get right into it, because number 5, I'm gonna go with the heart of the modern Heat. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you, it's Bam Adebayo, right? Yeah. He does a little bit of everything. He defends pretty much every position. He's got plenty of highlights out there. Listen, I'll be very open with you. I couldn't stand the 83-point game. It bothered me to no end. I don't know why. I guess because I'm old and crotchety, but it bugged me, man. For some reason, it felt like just this like exploitation of a situation, whatever. And I guess that's fine. Nobody can stop him. You throw up 83 points or whatever, but it just felt so forced and weird. But it doesn't matter. He kind of serves as their emotional leader right now. Clearly the story is still being written there, but I think he's earned his place among I think he belongs at number 5 on this list.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You look at Bam Adebayo. He's been a pretty tenured Miami Heat. Pat Riley's been pretty open about how much he appreciates him, that he would only trade him for like Wemby and 8 first-round picks. So you see how the Heat value him. I know the 83-point game drives you crazy, and the way he got there was absolutely ridiculous. But nonetheless, he was on that finals team with Jimmy Butler, in 2020. So, yeah, I like this list so far.
Yeah. So Bam Adebayo is number 5. And listen, like I said, he's got a resume that I think, it makes sense. Well, we'll just get to number 4. And now keep in mind, this isn't necessarily the best players that have played for the Heat. These are guys who have made the largest impact while they were in Miami. Because otherwise the order of the list wouldn't make a lot of sense. Because number 4, and you'll see what I mean when we get there. But number 4, listen, I'm not, again, no suspense here. It's Shaquille O'Neal, right?
Yeah.
Man, big diesel, championship swagger, just swagger in general, to Miami, helped deliver the franchise's first title, right, with Dwayne Wade. His peak definitely came elsewhere. There's no doubt, right? He did not peak in Miami. That was not the pinnacle of his career. But his impact on the Heat, I think, was huge, right? The championship is enormous. His partnership with Dwayne Wade, I think that remains really, I almost hesitate to say it, but one of the most dominant duos in NBA history, really, if you look at it. So Shaq is number 4.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Chad. You see the development of Flash, Dwayne Wade. Shaquille O'Neal was a big part of that, in terms of helping him get to that championship status, a guy that had won multiple championships at that point. And he helped Miami get over the hump, get to that championship. It was just a lot of fun to watch. That Miami team that year was a ton of fun to watch, that 06 championship team. So, yeah, Shaquille O'Neal, an absolute legend, obviously, of the game. And, if we do a top 5 Lakers players all the time, I think we have a discussion about him being in there, obviously. And It makes sense that he's number 4 here because he wasn't there a super long time. So you factor in tenure, but he does have more accolades than Bam, especially having that championship and the first one in Miami Heat franchise history. So I agree so far, but it looks good.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, let's get to number 3. Again, we're not doing suspense this week. I'm going to tell you right now, it's Alonzo Mourning. And I think before the culture was there, before it was like kind of established by Dwayne Wade and Shaquille O'Neal, Alonzo Mourning was like his toughness, just sort of like, I don't know, it makes it feel like he was like the embodiment of Miami Heat basketball. He was just so tough, like I said, just relentless. He was so competitive. Zoe, remember Zoe? His nickname was Zoe. Became the face of the franchise, really, during when they were on their rise in the 1990s, and he later came back and helped them to that championship in 2006. So he was there for that. So I think for that reason, just his impact is sort of maybe just a little bit. He was just more impactful to the Heat than Shaquille O'Neal was in certain ways. He's the one that kind of established the foundation so that Shaq could build the house. Does that make sense?
Makes plenty of sense. Yeah,
that's number 3 on my list.
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes plenty of sense what you're saying there. You think of leaders, you mentioned obviously Giannis Haslam, and what he meant to this Miami Heat franchise. Alonzo Mourning, the same way, like a leader, somebody that like if the ship wasn't being steered right, he said something and made sure people understood, hey, this isn't how we do it. This is Heat culture. We talk about Heat culture all the time. Alonzo Mourning definitely embodied that and helped create what it is up to this point today. So you think about the championship, and everything else with Alonzo Mourning, just a lifelong, Heat legend, and number 3 makes plenty of sense. I can understand why he's above Shaquille O'Neal. You are on fire so far, Chad B. And we haven't had any, critics come in from the comments. So far, so good, man. Who's number 2?
Well, I'll tell you real quick about Alonzo, just before we move on.
Yeah.
He had a 2nd place and a 3rd place finish in the MVP voting in Miami. So, I mean, it's kind of, I think he's a little bit underrated sometimes when I look back and think about Alonzo Mourning. I forget just how impactful he was. But I think that obviously tells you that Jimmy Butler is kind of the odd man out on this list now. I mean, he's the other honorable mention. So maybe there's not a whole lot of suspense, but I don't think this is a huge suspenseful kind of a list. So this isn't like numbers 1 through 5, Eli. This is very cut and dry. So I'm going to say that number 2 is going to be LeBron James. And again, this isn't, the best players that have played for the franchise, outside of everything. He had a 4-year run in Miami that was probably one of the most dominant stretches that any players ever had with any franchise. Again, stop me if you've heard this before. 4 straight finals appearances. Hey, we've been there, right?
Yeah.
2 championships have not been there, unfortunately. 2 MVPs there. And I think of all the highlights, right? The Dwayne Wade and LeBron James just having fun out there with Chris Bosh and all the alley-oops and just the crazy dunks. And he's kind of he embraced that villain role in the league a little bit, right? It was when he left. He took his talents to South Beach. And, he broke our hearts a little bit here. But I think that's where he kind of went down. He went and found himself in Miami for 4 years. It was almost like he went to college. He had never been away, right? He'd always been at home. He'd always been here in Northeast Ohio. And he went down to Miami and grew up, found himself, discovered himself a little bit. Eventually, he came back home and delivered a championship here. But yeah, that 4-year run in Miami, Eli was pretty dominant.
Yeah, and at that moment, Chad, he wasn't really worried about appreciation or anything from fans. He was there to strictly play basketball, go win a championship, and he won a few of them. Obviously, won 2 in Miami with his guys, Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, and he learned how to win, like you said. He learned how to win right there. He wasn't there a long time, but he was very dominant when he was there. So that makes sense why he's number 2. You can't really have if LeBron played for this team, like obviously you have the Cavs, the Heat, and the Lakers. He's on all the lists. It's just a matter of where he's at based off tenure and things like that. So far so good, and like Omar said, solid list once again. Can't knock it so far, Chad B.
Hey, appreciate that, Omar. And he says, is Chris Bosh number 1? Could it be? Chris?
Wow, he did wear number 1 on Miami.
He did. That is true. He was number 1 in your program, but he was not number 1 in your all-time franchise list.
Yeah. No.
That one, I'm going to go. There was a guy played. Here's a guy. Boom. No, anyway. No, it's Dwayne Wade. Listen, I don't think there was ever any doubt here, right? One of the great. He's the greatest Miami Heat player of all time. 3 championships, a finals MVP, right? So many clutch moments, so many huge shots hit by him. And just a career really spent just defining exactly what I think it means to be a Heat player. He didn't just play for Miami. I feel like he sort of became Miami basketball, like not just the face, like the heart, the soul. He really became Miami basketball. I mean, it really was Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He was the reason that Miami has their 3 championships. Obviously his run with Shaq, we talked about that earlier with Shaq being number 4 on the list. The development of Flash, just very, very fun to watch. That battle against Dirk in Dallas, and then you have the run where he recruits LeBron, he gets Chris Bosh there. They bring different guys in there, Ray Allen, and just a bunch of studs. Just from the fact that he went to Chicago, went over to Cleveland, or came here to Cleveland, right here, Cleveland's digital leader. Came to the Cavaliers and then back home to Miami where he wanted to go. Dwayne Wade, man, a lifelong Heat. I know he had a few different stints elsewhere, but for the majority of his career, he was in the Miami Heat uniform and a guy that is responsible for all, in some way, all of their championships. So very cool there, Chad.
Yeah, 7 top 10 finishes in the MVP voting for Dwayne Wade while he was in Miami, while he was a member of the Heat. So, I think that's got to make him the unquestionable, really, number 1 best Heat player of all time, best Heat of all time. I feel like I'm saying that. Best, how do you like Utah? The best Jazz of all time. How do you do that? That's an odd name. We gotta do something about that. We gotta figure out how we say that.
Yeah, the best Jazz, the best. The
best Thunder.
Yeah,
are they thunderclaps? So would Shai
Well,
Alexander be one of the best? Would he be one of the best thunderclaps of all time?
Yeah.
Do we have to break it down to a singular, right?
You know what, Chad B? I'm gonna let you have this one. Yeah, you know what?
Paul Malone is one of the best trumpets. No, I don't know. It's whatever.
All right, bud. Listen, we got a few minutes left here. Great list.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good thing. We did a good thing or a good job. You did a good job on that list. Tuesday top 5. We'll see what we got in store next week. But let's get into it. We got a few minutes left. What are your final thoughts here, Chabby? Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
Why don't you go first tonight? I feel like I do Tuesday top 5. I'm drained, right? I get tired sometimes. It's like I got to say words. I had to type a bunch of words. I had to think about things to say earlier. That's hard. Words are tough, man. You go first. I'll regroup, and then I'll go last.
Well, my final thoughts are the NBA offseason is in full swing. The Brendan Sorsby saga seems to be coming to an end. I mean, we'll see if somebody's going to get sued, and that'll be a lot. But I think it's interesting, the NBA offseason. Really, that's been my biggest excitement for this week has been seeing, the Giannis stuff go down. Now, Jaylen Brown, now we're talking about him. There's going to be LeBron discussions, Austin Reeves, Kawhi Leonard. The NBA offseason is in full swing. I'm having a great time with that. I'm also having a great time that it's beautiful outside. The weather is shining. I can't really be too mad about it. It's going to be a busy week here in Cleveland, Ohio. And just to remind everybody, as always, love somebody, give somebody a hug, tell them you appreciate them. And, that is what I got tonight, Chad B. Do you have anything on your mind?
What's on my mind? It's officially summer. And for the time being, like you said, the weather's really, really nice. It's mild. It's going to change next week, and we'll get Matt on here pretty soon to verify that. I think Matt would be proud of me that I know that the temperatures are going to rise. The humidity is going up. We're about to get a really, really tropical blast of heat and humidity coming up. So,
okay,
if you don't like the heat and humidity, get outside now. Take the next couple of days. It might rain a little bit on Thursday or whatever, but take the next couple of days to get outside and go for a walk, go for a run, a jog, whatever. I need to be better about that. I got to work on the cardio. No excuse to be in this bad shape. I'm in very bad shape. We're talking about bacon wrapped honey buns and things and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, I want to eat all that. So I'm going to have to start working out a lot harder to keep up with it. But get outside, enjoy yourself. And maybe you get a little bit accustomed to the warm weather before it gets too hot. Maybe you can ease into that as well. But just enjoy your summer. Be safe, of course, as always. But make sure, because summer goes so fast, soak up every day, right? Every minute you can get to enjoy yourself outside. Just enjoy your summer and be safe.
Absolutely. I love it, Chad B. I love it. Well, that's our final thoughts here. A quick reminder before we get out of here. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow at InsideEdge Net on all the socials, YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, all of the great social media. We're there, InsideEdge Net. Of course, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Check out your favorite personalities like Chad and I. Everybody that does a great job weekly and daily. Read about your favorite Inside Edge Network personalities. Go over to our partners page and check out the merchandise store. Get a hat, a shirt, a polo, a mug, all that great stuff. And download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. All right, that's going to do it for Chad B. To my right, your right, everybody's right. I am Eli Moon. We're going to do the old switcherooski here. You know, it always gets a little crazy when we do it here. Let's see what we got here tonight, Chad. And the switcherooski.
Look good in red. I look good in red.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're rocking. Well, that's going to do it for you tonight, pal. You are off the hook. I, however, am probably in trouble. We have the Daily Spiral with Autumn Chisholm coming up here at the top of the hour. Few words from our partners and a station identification. But this has been Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Stay tuned. We're back with so much more after this.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
Welcome in, guys, to the Daily Spiral. Eli, why would you be in trouble?
Yeah, I'm just I'm trying to figure out if I'm Love Island capable at this point. I don't know if I try to watch as much as I can, Autumn, and as we had talked about it, it's like some of the things are a little too real right now. But I did understand that Casey's misunderstood.
No, we're not gonna do that.
I did understand that Casey's misunderstood. So
we're gonna talk about that soon. I actually want to hit on sports before we hit on Love Island. I think we're gonna save Love Island for last.
Okay.
Because we need to. We're gonna talk about Love Island last. We got to talk about sports first because number one tonight is the NBA draft. We had a new number one draft pick. We've had a ton of moves in the NBA, but we have to start off with the biggest move of last night, and that was Julius Randle getting traded because the Minnesota Timberwolves were for sure thinking that they are gonna get Giannis Antetokounmpo. Then that doesn't happen, and Giannis Antetokounmpo has now ended up in Miami. Not only has he ended up in Miami, he has ended up in Miami with a haul of Miami players that Miami, for a very long time, definitely were not going to give up. So the Bucks traded Giannis and Bobby Portis to the Heat for Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Hawkins Jr. Mess this man's name up. I already know. I'm trying to say it all day. Kasparis Giacchionis, 3 first-round picks, and 1 pick swap, and 1 second rounder.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, to think. I feel like this has been going on for months. I mean, maybe a year and a half now, 2 years, where the Giannis talk, but really hot in terms of like the buzz around it the last 3-4 weeks since the playoffs kind of started getting to the conclusion here, Autumn. And I guess this is what ultimately a lot of people expected. Boston snuck in late. They thought maybe they could offer Jaylen Brown and a couple first rounders where it was a discussion point, but ultimately Milwaukee said, no, we'll take the young players. We'll take the rebuild opportunity. Jaquez Jr., some of these other guys, obviously Khalil Ware is very talented. That's why he got an extension with Miami. But I think this was the right move for the Milwaukee Bucks, and for the Miami Heat, you kind of go for it all right now with your front court. You got Bam Adebayo there. Now you have Giannis. The only way you're going to really get any better is by free agency because they have no capital to really get off and get another trade going. So you wonder who's going to go there. Is LeBron going to maybe entertain Miami? Austin Reeves is out there. Other than that, we were looking yesterday on Primetime. It's Bradley Beal and maybe a few other guys, but not too many options out there.
I'm just going to explain this very, very carefully, y'all. LeBron is not going back to Miami Heat. He is not going back to Miami Heat. It has everything to do not only with the way he left, but the restrictions that franchise has is the reason why he left in the first place. So I think he's not going back to the Heat. I think if anything, it's really between like two teams. It's really between if he wants to stay with LA or if he wants to retire in Cleveland. That's literally what I think with the LeBron situation. But with this Giannis situation, this now makes Miami, it turns Miami from one of the youngest teams in the league to now one of the oldest teams in the league. They traded away literally every single young player they had. I mean, Tyler Hero has been an all-star a couple times. He showed up in that bubble championship that they had. He was kind of their number 2 option after Jimmy left. And now Bam is their number 1. Now, I know Bam did have that 83-point game, okay? We all know he had the 83-point game. That 83-point game, I talked about it. Everybody talks about it. It happened. Bam is a good player. He's an all NBA player. I'm curious to see how he fits in with Giannis, and I'm curious to see what the Miami Heat do after this because, like you said, they literally have no cap space. They have nothing. They cannot go get anyone, and this is not like a Jimmy Butler situation where you could do a sign and trade, and you can get like a guy finesse like that. You literally have to. They're going to have to look hard, like hard, for someone to take a huge pay cut.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, and I mentioned it yesterday on Primetime. This may be a move where the Miami's like, all right, let's secure the bag. Let's get Giannis in here. Let's see what we can do to win a championship this year. But then next year, we're going to be able to really make some more moves, add more in that offseason, and go from there. So I'm curious to see what Miami looks like. I'm curious to see some other moves too. You know, Jaylen Brown is definitely done as a Boston Celtic. You know, what are they going to get for him? It kind of makes it a little dicey with him being disgruntled and there being so much open discussion about him not wanting to be there, Boston shopping him for Giannis. But I'm just curious what these other Eastern Conference teams are going to look like, you know, because you mentioned with the draft tonight, AJ DeBanza to Washington. That's another team where it's silly, you know, that we're having a conversation about the Washington Wizards, it feels like. But they have Trae Young, Anthony Davis, DeBanza now. You know, every team is getting better. Indiana gets Halliburton back this upcoming season. So it's like, what if you're the Cavaliers, what are you going to do? And what are these other Eastern Conference teams going to do to match this Giannis move? And it's still the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks, they've been very clear. James Dolan said, we're not going into the second apron. I can write a big check. I'm not going into the second apron. So what does it look like for the Knicks in terms of trying to run it back as Eastern Conference champions, as NBA champions?
Well, we know the Knicks aren't really going to do much of anything. I mean, they're kind of they're gonna be the exact same team. They're gonna literally run it back. I mean, they're not gonna do anything different. They haven't done anything different. They literally were gonna ask Jalen Brunson to take a pay cut. I think with the Cavs, with the whole Giannis trade, I wouldn't try to go after Jaylen Brown. That's just he just to me doesn't fit in with the team. I think you swing for the fences and try to go for LeBron. LeBron is kind of the missing piece that you need. You have the veteran leadership. You have the guys who can come off the bench. You have the young players. You just really need one guy to really come in, finish it out, close it out. And I think it's LeBron. If LeBron resigns with LA, which it looks like he kind of will, which I don't think he should. I think LA is not really a situation where he can win right now. I think the Cavs are probably going to do the same of like looking during the trade deadline like they did last year of like, what can we get for a veteran that we need in the middle of the season that'll come in here and give us a spark. Honestly, the East is kind of a little weird now. I don't know because I don't know how this Miami thing is going to go. Like, every time I think of a trade like this with a superstar like Giannis, I think of like if this would have happened like 2 years ago.
Right.
If this would have happened 2 years ago, I would have been like, ooh, this is great. Like, I'm excited. But he's had injury history.
Yeah.
He's not been the same player that he was a couple years ago. He's also 30. So you have to like think about is he going to be the same player that he was in Milwaukee that he will be in Miami?
Yeah, you know, there is a lot of questions, Autumn. It is really going to be interesting to see what they do to add around. You know, Trey Murphy is out there. I don't know if they have enough capital to be able to go get him, but Trey Murphy's out there. There's some other guys that could impact this team and help shape out the rest of the roster. You know, Kyle Cornell on Unfiltered mentioned earlier about, you know, the lack of shooting in Miami. And I'm just curious to see what they do to add to that roster. You see some other teams that are just making moves to get better. And for the Cavaliers, I don't know. When it comes to LeBron, I just don't know if the Cavaliers are what he's looking for. You know, he's big on where his family wants to go. His family's very comfortable in California. I think he would rather go play with Steph Curry, a guy who's always been cool with, and Draymond Green. They've always been cool off the court, despite the rivalry on the court. I could see that. I could see Miami before I do see Cleveland, just because those teams, I think, are more interesting for him. He has a history in Miami with Bam Adebayo, Team USA. Him and Giannis have always had mutual respect for each other. And then, like I mentioned, Golden State. I think the Lakers thing really is dependent on Austin Reeves. If Austin Reeves decides I'm going to get more money elsewhere, then he's going to probably leave and go be a number one option in a different city for the first time in his career. And that's going to dictate where LeBron goes. But I just think for the Cavs, I don't know.
No, I don't think the Golden State thing. I think Golden State is in a weird predicament. They're an older team now, which is crazy to say that they're an older team. Golden State to me really he doesn't like fit in with that because like to me it gives another like Kyrie situation of like here's Steph Curry, he's ball dominant, he needs the ball, that's the thing, he needs to shoot. And then with LeBron is also incredibly ball dominant, and when you play with LeBron, and this is what anybody needs to know, LeBron is very much when he gets in the zone, he is iso ball 100%. He will not share that ball. And Golden State is very much a ball sharing team. It goes through Steph Curry and they will give it to Steph Curry. But if Steph Curry is not hitting, they know that they need to share that ball. So I honestly, like I said, Miami, I know the Bam and the Giannis looks great, but you also have to think about you're still going to be an older team. Like the other two teams outside of LA is like you're an older team. I think the Cavs is that you're not that old, but you're not that young. You got enough players with some history. You got James Harden probably being the oldest player on that team. You got some young guys who got a little spark under them because they made the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know. I think Austin Reeves is probably going to leave. I don't expect him to stay for real. I think the Lakers are just kind of like middling. I think they got Luka and they're just like, whatever, we got Luka. LeBron's going to stay. And they really don't care. I mean, they let Alex Caruso go and he was pretty essential to their team.
Right.
And look
right.
what he did.
Yeah. No, 100%. So it is going to be interesting, but I guess the big thing with LeBron too is, does he view Cleveland besides the nice story that it would be him coming back home, finishing his career here? Is he seeing an opportunity with James Harden, with Donovan Mitchell, with two guys that are ball dominant as well? They never really worked too well off the ball. Both of those guys have needed the ball in their hands. That's why late in the playoff run, it was kind of like who's going to have the ball in their hands. And we saw a lot of James Harden at points. We saw Donovan Mitchell at points, but it never seemed to flow. You had LeBron in there. That's kind of the same discussion I guess we're having. I don't know if it matters to him in terms of longevity. I think truly he's just looking to play with guys that he enjoys playing basketball with. Is that going to be Donovan Mitchell? Is that James Harden? I think it's more likely that, like I said, he winds up in Golden State playing with those guys, or if he winds up in Miami just because of the mutual respect and him playing with Bam on Team USA. And Bam's not a ball-dominant guy. He can play pretty well off the ball, so that does give him a lot of opportunity there. So we'll see. I mean, it's just going to be interesting. I don't think he's the next domino to fall. I think Jaylen Brown gets moved before anything else really happens. Oh, yeah. But then I do think LeBron, Kawhi, you'll start seeing those types of moves as well. So,
well, with the Kawhi situation, nobody's going to touch him with a 20-foot pole until that whole I forgot aspiration. Yeah, that whole aspiration story is really like cleared up because the whole mess around his uncle and his uncle wants a contract and that whole thing. I think Kawhi is going to be out there for a bit. I do think Jaylen Brown is going to be the next on the move. Them dangling him like a carrot in the middle of that trade probably was enough for him to say, I've just spent a whole year carrying this franchise after Jason Tatum busted his Achilles. The year before, I won the finals MVP, and now you want to trade me because you think Giannis is better than me. Even though Jaylen Brown was very much in the conversation for MVP this year. If I was him, I would be very insulted, and I would be willing to take my talents elsewhere.
Yeah, I think Jaylen Brown's ready to become that leader, on a team. All no discussion, no debate. Like, I'm the guy in this city. This is my team. And I think that should be, in a way like hey, cool. If you feel like you can get Giannis, like I'm the guy to go get a guy in this caliber, then some teams view me as a star as well. So I'm with Jaylen Brown. It's going to be interesting. I do think he ends up in Minnesota. I truly do. I've continued to say that for the last day or so since Midnight Run. Yesterday, I think even on Primetime I mentioned it, but just all last night. Hey, like Jaylen Brown is going to end up in the same backcourt as Anthony Edwards. They just moved off Julius Randle, freed up a ton of space, so they can now carry a contract like that. Anthony Edwards has never had a backcourt mate like Jaylen Brown, who's in his prime. Now, Mike Conley's done good there on him, but this is really somebody that would amplify the offense and create something where maybe Minnesota is getting past the second round. Maybe they're getting back to the Western Conference Finals. They got to do something, though, because if they don't, Anthony Edwards is the next mid-market, mid-level team to move off of their star. So,
yeah, I think he probably does go to either. I think he goes to Minnesota. I think Golden State definitely probably will also make a run at him. I think the Lakers will probably also make a run at him. I think any team that thinks they're one piece away from a championship will make a run at him. I do think Minnesota is financially and with the team built the way that it's built is probably his best, because we know especially Dante DiVincenzo is going to be out for a year. No more Julius Randle. They have a really good defense, and if you put Jaylen Brown on that team, you have sort of a fail-safe for Anthony Edwards, because you know that Anthony Edwards has also been injury-prone over the last couple of years. So I do think that is true. I do think that Minnesota is probably where he's going to end up. Now, Eli.
Yeah, what's up?
When we come back,
yes,
we will talk about the second biggest story of sports, the one that I was completely right about, because I am always right. We will talk about one Mr. Brendan Sorsby and how the NFL literally said, yeah, this ain't happening. And then we're going to get to Love Island, of course. And then, of course, I'll give you my good spiral and bad spiral of the day. Of course, if you guys are watching this here on the Daily Spiral on InsideEdge Network, we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick. With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh. I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Welcome back to Daily Spiral, everyone. Let's talk about the NFL's biggest story right now. No, it's not Myles Garrett. No, it's not anything other. Like, it's not a player, getting arrested, because every single week somebody gets arrested in this league. It's Brendan Sorsby once again. And if you don't know who Brendan Sorsby is, Brendan Sorsby was the quarterback for Cincinnati. He then goes into the transfer portal and transfers to Texas Tech. Before he can play a game at Texas Tech, he comes out and says, hey, I'm going to inpatient rehab. I have a gambling addiction. Comes out that he has spent $90,000 on gambling. He placed 90 bets for $1,000 and spent $90,000 on gambling. The NCAA finds this out and they're like, hey, this is our one big rule. Out of all the rules we have, this is our one big rule. You cannot gamble. So the NCAA is like, hey, you can't play. You can't do that. We're suspending you for the year. Brendan Sorsby in Texas Tech is like, great, okay, we're just going to go to this judge in Lubbock who really likes Texas Tech, and he's going to give us an injunction, and I'm going to play. Yep. All the teams in the Big 12 and all the teams in college football come together, and they're like, we're not playing you. You're not playing with us. We're going to boycott you. Not only did they boycott him, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. But the Big 12 themselves came together and said, okay, you want to boycott us? We're going to sue you because you're in violation of our Big 12 rules. So then Brendan Sorsby and Texas Tech came together and was like, you know what? That's not worth it. We can't go through litigation for a year. So he decided to declare for the NFL's supplemental draft. Supplemental draft is not the regular draft. It's a special draft that the NFL holds when certain players go through situations in the off seasons and teams have the chance to pick up players that, maybe have had some off the field issues, maybe are like just not all the way there. Josh Gordon was one of those supplemental players, you guys, and you see how that worked out for Cleveland. I'm not even joking.
Yeah. I mean, the Browns have quite a few, Bernie Kosar, Josh Gordon, Terrell Pryor, just some of these guys that, you think of the Browns and their failure to be able to land a lot of talent in the actual NFL draft. The fact that they've been so successful in the supplemental draft is crazy. And Josh Gordon's a sad case. I mean, that makes me sad even when you bring it up, because he would be so elite right now. He would not be in trouble. There'd be nothing going on.
All the man wanted to do was smoke some weed and drink some liquor, but y'all didn't want that. So now Brendan Sorsby has finally heard back from the NFL, and the NFL essentially said, hey, we will not be holding a supplemental draft.
Yeah.
Not only because we just are not holding one because they probably don't have enough players that entered. You're in violation of rules. And so I saw AA's comments on his rundown, and I want to talk about this. This is not about the NFL looking at Brendan Sorsby and being like, ooh, we value gambling versus like assault more. This is a PR thing. The NFL decided not to hold this supplemental draft for PR purposes.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that and the fact that these teams really didn't get enough time to vet the situation, look at Sorsby, see what exactly the risk is. I mean, the risk is pretty clear. In any team, any team that is a bad football team should not be taking a chance on this guy, because of the noise it would bring to your locker room, the trust factor, and the pressure. If Sorsby can really handle the pressure of being a starting NFL quarterback, the fact that this was going to be a draft that happened on or before July 16th, you're going to get it roughly about a week, before training camp. You get training camp, a few preseason games, and then you're out on the field more than likely. It just never seemed like it was going to make a ton of sense. So, I've been seeing it all over Twitter, in discussion over social media about, hey, this is, good for the Browns, good for other bad teams. That the NFL kind of saved them from themselves because somebody was going to take a chance on Brendan Sorsby. We started getting worried, obviously, as far as even last night, just discussing it on Midnight Run about Brendan Sorsby being the reason that maybe Shedeur Sanders wouldn't be in town if the Browns went that route. But yeah, now we're at a point where Brendan Sorsby is going to have to try to enter the 27 draft class, go up against guys like Dante Moore, Arch Manning, and go from there. But yeah, it was a little worrisome there for a moment.
Yeah, so now the NFL essentially made it very clear to him that there will be no supplemental draft. He will now have to submit himself for the 2027 draft, which means he will not play football for an entire year. He will not play football for an entire year. He will not be seen for an entire year. He will not have a pro day. He will not have a whole season to really show his stock as a quarterback. Now, again, like I said, this is not about the NFL cowering sort of to the rules of college football. The NFL is not college football. I want to say that. The NFL has made it very clear they are not college football. College football takes things so seriously that you're taking it a little too seriously. The NFL is kind of in a different way of like things that they should take seriously, they definitely don't, and things that are not that serious, they take way too serious. But in this case, this is the NFL being like, hey, we see all the noise around him. We cannot have another PR nightmare, because they have been having a PR nightmare of a summer so far. It has been one of the worst PR summers for the NFL. The amount of players a week I see that get arrested for domestic violence and assault is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it makes you wonder, like, where is the punishment for some of these other guys for some of the things they're dealing with, like you mentioned. But with Sorsby, it is a PR disaster. The integrity of the game being questioned. What if this happens again at the NFL level? Now we're having a discussion like the NBA is having right now with Damon Jones, Terry Rozier, and Chauncey Billups, having those types of discussions. So you just can't have it happen. You give him a full year, you kind of let the stench wear off a little bit, and he gets chosen among the other guys that I mentioned earlier, and we go from there. But yeah, as far as Brendan Sorsby, he unfortunately did this to himself. You can kind of keep running around and trying as many loopholes as you want, but eventually people are going to say, hey, this is questioning the integrity of the game, and if we go and play you or whatever, how does that look on us? And I feel bad for Texas Tech a little bit too, because I don't think they expected all of this. I mean, he had been brought in, and then it was like a few months after, a month or two after, all this stuff broke. So, but them leaning into it and being like, well, he didn't do anything necessarily bad. Like, he just did, the gambling. It kind of makes him look like the bad guys in all this as well.
Yeah, I think that Texas Tech really definitely didn't know how bad it was. They probably knew something, because every team knows something about a player, but I definitely don't think they knew it was as bad as betting on your own team, because he definitely did that. He admitted while he was at Indiana that he placed bets on Indiana. Right. We know that he definitely also did it in Cincinnati. So you have a guy who's not really being forthcoming. He was the number one transfer portal quarterback. He gets to your team, and now you have to do with the shitstorm because he just doesn't want to be honest. And I feel bad for them just a slight bit, but Texas Tech is also in a very interesting situation because they have a ton of NIL money. Literally, they spent $1 million on their softball program and completely transformed that into a powerhouse. So they have the ability, if they want to bring in another quarterback from somewhere at this point in the season and say, here's this amount of money, go out there and play.
Yeah.
Because that's really what the problem was last year with them, is that they were quarterback away.
Yeah. No, exactly. And you wonder, like a guy like Dylan Raiola, who's now in Oregon, going behind Dante Moore, where he would have looked at. Maybe he looks at Texas Tech, if not Sorsby. So a lot of just weird situations with college football right now, what this looks like for the Red Raiders there, what it looks like for the Big 12, for college football as a whole. If this happens again, what exactly are they supposed to do? Brendan Sorsby was the example, but, you worry about the integrity of the game now at this point, because once it starts kind of happening once or twice, then it can become a regular thing. That's why Major League Baseball is cracking down so hard right now on the Emmanuel Clase situation, because you can't allow that into the sport. So, he made his own bet, unfortunately, but He'll get a chance. He will get an opportunity to be in the 27 draft class. He'll get drafted by somebody. He's talented enough. Somebody will take a chance on him. Hopefully by then the Browns have it figured out, though, whether it is Shedeur Sanders or they have their eyes set on somebody that they really like in the draft class. Just hopefully it's not Brendan Sorsby. Hopefully not.
No, Brendan Sorsby will be fine. He'll end up somewhere. He's a mediocre white quarterback. He'll end up somewhere. I mean, if literally J.J. McCarthy can get a job, he can get a job. Okay,
Yeah.
Like it's not that hard in the NFL. If you're super mediocre, like you can get there.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think him having a year off, what does he do? Does he go play somewhere else? Because technically he can go play in a different league. If I'm not mistaken, he can go play in the UFL or something like that. Does he go play somewhere else? Does he pull like the route that a few other quarterbacks in history have played and are done and go somewhere else and go enter the NFL draft? Or I don't know. This is going to be
like go play in Japan or Australia or somewhere like that, or even Canada and play in those leagues and like have kind of like a kind of like when like major basic like basketball players go over to China and have like big careers in China, and you're like, that's because they're not playing against the best talent in the world. I don't know. I think he'll be fine. Eli, when we come back from the break, we will finally talk about Love Island. I know you're so excited to talk about it. You're so jazzed to talk about it. I'm jazzed to talk about it because we need to talk about the fact that Love Island producers are hitting this out of the park. They really are.
Yep.
But you guys are watching Daily Spiral here on Inside Edge Network. We'll also talk about Double A's gluttony as well before his show, because the picture he sent was ridiculous.
Oh, I love it.
We'll get to all of this in the next 5 minutes, but you're watching the Daily Spiral here on the Inside Edge Network.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
All right, guys, we're back, and it's your favorite time. Let's talk about Love Island, Eli. Eli, did you do what me and Double A said? Also, to all of you who watched Double A's and I's live stream last night, we had so much fun.
Yes.
The episode breaking that down that way was so much fun. Thank you to everyone who watched. But Eli, did you listen to us?
I watched as much as I could, Autumn. I watched a little bit.
What did you watch?
Well, I watched enough of tonight's episode to have a grasp on, tonight, because I figured you were going to ask me some questions about tonight's episode.
Mm-hmm.
Watched a little bit of Sunday. It got a little cringe at some point because I got a little nervous. I got a little like, okay, like these guys are just making so many crazy moves, and the women, I mean, like they're kind of they know what they're doing as well. They know what they're doing as well. I thought it was interesting. I didn't watch probably as much as you'd want me to, which is okay. I'm okay admitting that. But I think there are some takeaways. I think that KC, he's not as bad as people make him out to be.
No. We're not doing that. We're not humanizing him.
I don't think. I just think with KC, it's like he's trying to figure out, first off, he's playing the game correctly. Because if I understand correctly, when we talked about, in the preview and discussing Love Island, it was about playing the game correctly. And he keeps his options open, but he never closes the door for the most part. And that's a big thing I would see in terms of somebody that can go far in this game. And then two, maybe he's just, maybe he's a lover. Maybe he sees somebody, he gets with a different person, and he's just a lover. I don't know. That was my big takeaway. Corbin, they're fighting. Corbin and I. Oh my goodness, hold on. Now I feel like Chad here. Corbin and somebody else are fighting over the same people.
I don't even want to talk about them too.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Okay.
Let's break down tonight's episode. Okay. So I know Double A and I kind of like gave you a preview of what we thought was going to happen. I actually thought they were going to do this. So they do this Casa versus Villa challenge every year. This is something that happens every single year. They do this. I don't know why people are so surprised. They literally do it all the time. I thought they were actually going to do it Thursday because the way that it would leave off on a cliffhanger of them, the girls would win. Like, it's always designed for the girls to win. And then they send a video after the girls win to them to see what the boys are doing. Now, tonight's episode, we kind of get the girls talking to the Casa boys a little bit more. Kenzie and Corbin, 100% done. They're both bringing people back. She's going to bring back, I think his name is Dylan, and he's going to bring back Pramita, who they messaged each other on Instagram. She literally said, we messaged back and forth. We talked about running, and then you never talked to me, and he didn't even remember. So that just to show you what kind of person Corbin is. Yeah. And then, of course, Caleb got his girl taken again. But then he found another blonde, and he's now with Jaden, which they're not going to really go far. They're probably going to be the next out. Who else do we see? We saw Trinity and Bryce just very much simping over each other. The fact that both of them are Casa victims is really hilarious. They're going to go down in history as two people that you definitely didn't expect to be here. I'm trying to think of who else. I can't believe I have to talk about this man. Well, we have to talk about Zach and Kata. Yeah. So, Zach, if you guys notice, he didn't get that much screen time, and the girl who he's with also didn't get that much screen time. Eli, do you know why?
I thought it was maybe because they're safe. Maybe because they're because if I understood correctly, when you're like featured a lot, it probably means you're going home or you're on the hot seat for some. And they didn't get a lot of screen time.
No, they didn't get a lot of screen time because she's racist.
That's okay. See, you guys were saying a lot of names yesterday, and
Yeah.
I'm a very new Love Island watcher, so now it makes sense. Yeah, you definitely don't want to feature a racist on your television program.
Yes. So what happened is she got introduced on Sunday. There were racist messages that me and Double A put up. I really don't want to put them up again because I don't want to give that girl any attention. But she got caught saying racist things on video. And then there were there was a post that she said something racist under, and then there was a message that she sent someone that was super racist. And then, of course, her actions were incredibly racist in the challenge. So there are 4 instances of racism. So the reason why we didn't see them tonight is not because they're safe, it's because they're trying to edit her out as much as they could.
But like, wouldn't it? So I guess my thing is like, why wouldn't they just tell her you can't be on the island anymore? Like, because they have kicked people off for that behavior. So I just understand why she's still on the show.
So because of the way the Love Island shoots, so like last year, when everybody found out that Sierra had said something racist, they still had multiple episodes of her. So what they did was like they had one episode where they showed her a decent amount at the beginning, and then they didn't show her at all in the episode, and then the next episode she was completely removed. So that's kind of what they're going to do with this one, because it's very complicated. So Fiji is like 15 hours ahead of us.
Right.
So because they're almost a half a day ahead of us, the show technically shoots a half a day ahead of us. So they shot tonight's episode yesterday.
Okay.
Technically. So it was our yesterday, but they're today.
Makes sense.
And then they have a day off, and then they'll shoot the next episode.
Okay.
So whatever happened after today's episode, they'll shoot it today, and then whatever happens after Thursday's episode, they'll shoot it the next day after that, and then they don't shoot anything on Friday, and then they'll shoot Saturday is what was going to happen on Sunday, Saturday. It's very complicated.
Yeah, it was a lot to follow, but I'm picking it up here.
Just know Love Island is at least a day ahead. Their shooting is at least a day ahead of us.
Okay, so they're just basically trying to phase her out, essentially. Like, hey, like we're not going to give her any screen time. She'll be phased out. Okay, that makes sense. So what's that mean for Zach then too? He's probably gone. They leave at the same time. Then they're both going to be off the show.
So with Zach, he's probably going to. So honestly, I thought he was going to bring somebody back, but the way he acted in tonight's episode, he's still that English demon. I still don't like him, but him and Kato will probably recouple.
Okay.
Him and Kato will probably recouple, and then come movie night. So movie night is probably going to be next week. It's probably going to be this time next week.
Okay.
Literally.
Okay.
So movie night, they'll probably show all the stuff that Zach did in Casa. They'll probably show all the comments that he said behind the girls' backs. They'll probably show all the conversations that he had with the boys. And I think that will be the thing that breaks them up. For sure.
Okay.
100%.
I mean, it's starting to get like real grimy, I feel like, in the show now. Like, it started off, everybody's all like happy and exploring, and now you got like a real lot of griminess going on, and it's a long time like couples, for the most part of the show, like being split up. It's kind of crazy. That's the part that like it's kind of sad to see. You know what? The empath in me, it's sad to see that these couples that have been together for 13 episodes, 3 weeks. I mean, like, and now they're just gone. Like, and I thought I'd have some good reason for Sincere. I watched tonight. I thought I'd have some good reasons.
No.
There's just not many.
Best Wishes needs to get out. Best Wishes is number 4 on my list. Okay. Number 1 is KC. Number 2 is Corbin. Number 3 is Zach. Best Wishes is number 4. Okay. He is a liar. He opens his mouth and he just lies. He is a liar.
Yeah.
The way him and that girl tonight, oh my God. The girl seeing a butterfly and saying, I knew a butterfly was going to come and this was going to be a sign from God. I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, Sincere is not your man. Sincere is no one's man. Sincere is for Sincere.
Right. And my thing is too, Autumn, it's like the only thing I could think of to defend this guy is maybe he was like really hurt in the past, maybe before the show. Like maybe somebody hurt him like really bad. And he came in onto the show with the intention that, you know what, I'm going to hurt somebody. Actually, I'm going to hurt multiple people on this show. Like maybe that was what it was too. Like that's the only thing I can think of. Because how could you be this wishy-washy on so many different women in 3 weeks of television?
It's not even just wishy-washy. He's openly, literally just like so Melanie's back in the villa. He's telling the boys, I miss her. I miss her so much. I'm so confused on how I feel. And then he's over here dry humping another girl. And it's like, you don't miss her that much if you're dry humping another girl. And she's over here crying, talking about, I miss you. You my man, my man. Like, huh? And then Corey, poor Corey, he really tried to help Melanie tonight. He really tried to tell her, hey, because again, the Casa boys and the Casa girls have seen everything that we've seen.
Yeah.
So they know everything that's happened in the villa. Like so the contestants don't know everything that happens. So like they don't know when people pull each other for chats or anything like that. They don't know anything like that. They just know what their experience is. But the Casa people know what's going on, which is why all the Casa boys tonight were like, the Casa boys won me over tonight.
Okay.
They really did, because I was like, you could tell they genuinely have been watching and they have noticed that these boys do not like them at all. Like, for real. Like, they went in and they were like, these boys do not like these girls. These girls are awesome. We like them, which is why they kept being like they kept complimenting the girls. They kept like I just got the vibe that they actually like them. And the main villa boys don't like women. I'm going to just say this. They don't like women at all.
Yeah. It seems like they're really on the game aspect of it, where they're like, all right, we're just going to match up, try to get to the next round, the next survival, and they're not really falling for the love thing. But in fairness, you told me that was how you play the game. At least one of the ways to play the game. But the thing is, a lot of them are playing the same way. Like there's no different strategies. What I've noticed as well through my watching is they're all kind of running the same game, and only so many of you can make it to the next spot. So it's like you kind of got to switch it up or just hope you're the best at playing that type of game.
The only one who is not playing the game and who is here for real love, and the man literally cried, is Bryce. Poor Bryce. Bryce literally, every single time tonight, I just saw him. He just looked miserable. He just looked like, get me the hell out of here. And even the Casa girl was like, I see you haven't explored with anyone. And he was like, yeah, I really just miss her. And I'm like, dang, he's not even trying. He's not even trying. That's how down bad he is.
Yeah, he had his heart broken. He's trying his best to recover, but you can't be full love in this type of game. In these reality shows, you kind of got to be a little cutthroat. Yeah, you can feel for somebody, but you gotta shield your heart a little bit, because you're playing for some money too. Like, and I don't know.
That's the aspect of the game. That's why I'm like, I don't trust Zach, because Zach is very clearly trying to get to the end to win the money. That is clearly what he's doing. Like, he literally is playing the game. By the way, every British dude that's ever been on this show has always done that. I don't know what it is about them being game players, but all of the British dudes, outside of Charlie, because Charlie didn't even make it past like 5 episodes. I really feel bad for him. But we got to talk about Casey. I put it off for long enough. We got to talk about him. Casey, when I tell y'all, I have been right on the money about this man since night 1. I called him a weirdo. I said he made weird faces. I said he just gives me like cringy weirdo vibes, right? Night 1. Night 2, I'm like, okay, like we couldn't like really suss anything out because it was the first challenge. First couple weeks, he was fine because he was really paired up with Anaya. Anaya kind of did the heavy lifting, but the mask started to lift during the paint challenge where the bombshells came in and the girls noticed that the different color paint on all the boys. And Ariana asked Casey, how you feeling? And he goes, I'm feeling blessed. And all the girls looked at him like, bro, that's not funny.
Yeah.
And from that moment, it has literally been him just not reading the room at all.
Yeah. Not good for Casey, you know, and you know, he is, I feel like, a little misunderstood because he's kind of just like, what's a nice way to put this? He's kind of an airhead, but
very much.
And he has moments where it's like, all right, man, you're figuring it out, and then he doesn't figure it out, and then it's like, dude, like, and that's I think what keeps him going though, is because like he's such an airhead that you're like he's gonna have one of those moments, and that's why he keeps making it pass, is because he hasn't done anything like terrible to where he's like terrible. Like he's not on Sincere's level of
Sincere's just a liar. Sincere's a liar to the highest degree. No one in the competition is beating him right now. He is the worst. He's just Sincere is terrible.
It's like KC's is like bad, but it's like there's levels to this, and I think that's why he's going to keep moving on. I think he's going to be one of the last people standing to be. I don't know about like the last, but I think he'll be in that discussion. I do.
Okay, so what I gathered from tonight's episode about KC is, number one, he likes none of the girls at all.
Yeah.
He doesn't like he doesn't like Anaya, who he's paired up with in the villa, and he definitely does not like the Casa girls. So he kisses one Casa girl yesterday. Her name was TT. Mm-hmm. Then he kisses another Casa girl, her name was Sydney. He tells TT tonight, hey, I'm gonna like sleep with Sydney. And TT gets obviously angry at him because to her, she came in for him. She let him know, I'm here for you. Like, I vibe with you. I want to be with you. He automatically the next day is like, yeah, I'm going to try this out. I'm like, what are you doing? And then his conversation with Corbin made me say to myself, yo, you are insane. So number one, he tells all the boys he has nothing in common with Anaya, something that we all knew as an audience. I knew they didn't have anything in common, but I thought she was at least trying with him. Yeah. So you have that. Then you have the fact that he's talking about how nobody was behind his door night one. Bruh, get over it. I'm begging you, get over it. It's been 3 weeks. Nobody cares. So you're talking about that. You're talking about how, I don't have to beg for kisses in the middle of the night because your girlfriend at the villa doesn't want to sleep in an orgy-filled room. You're talking about all these different things and how your stock is about to go up and everything. And I'm just like listening to him being like, oh my God, he is literally an egomaniac right now.
He is. Yeah, he's a little out of his mind. But I mean, until he gets into a way where he's like trapped pretty much any direction he goes, and then he's in trouble, he's going to continue to make it along on this show because he knows how to weasel his way out into the next situation, and he hasn't burned every bridge. There's enough bridges still to burn.
So I'm going to make the last point of the night. I'm going to get into my good spiral, bad spiral. We're going to talk a little bit. I'm going to ask Double A if he wants to talk about this a little bit too, because Double A is a KC defender, and I need him to not be a KC defender anymore. I need him to not be this way. Okay? So disappointing when he is. But the end of tonight's episode, we got no preview for next episode. Usually we'll get a preview, but we got no preview. Now, I think the reason why we got no preview is because the girls are finally going to get that video in the next episode. So in Casa More, they didn't do it last year because nobody really did anything last year. Like it really just wasn't like Casa wasn't like how it usually was. It was mainly just the girls being like whatever. But every single year while the girls are in Casa, they get a special video. And for certain girls, it really just will expose the boys that they're with. So I think it'll be Anaya getting a video, Melanie getting a video, and maybe Kata getting a video. But for sure, Anaya's going to get a video. And I think her getting that video, it was going to make her say, you know what? I'm done with KC. I'm going to move on with Carl. I hope, because he's not going to come back without one of those Villa girls. He's without one of those Casa girls. He does not like them. He does not like them girls.
Yeah.
And in his mind right now, he's like, I'm just doing what I'm doing. But I know Anaya's back there, and I know Anaya's probably thinking of me. And if Anaya gets that video before Sunday, which I think she will, I think she'll either get a next episode or the episode right before. And once she gets that video, it's dust for Casey.
I just think he's one of the last 2 or 3 guys remaining. I really do. I think he's going to be one of those. I think you're not going to be happy, Autumn. I'm going to be honest. And I would have said that before Casa More. I would have 100% said he would have been one of the last ones standing. But I think his behavior in Casa More has just shown everybody in the audience because, okay, I will say this. The audience does get to control who goes to the finals. Right. Okay.
And with his behavior, Zach and Corbin's behavior in Casa, none of those 3 are making the finals at all.
So then,
Sincere.
Sincere
might sneak in there. Sincere might sneak in there because there is a certain portion of the fan base that likes toxic love, but I think if KC continues to do what he's doing and playing with all these girls' emotions and playing with all these girls' feelings, and then trying to come back to Anaya and be like, well, I tested, I explored, and I'm back, I think it's going to go really, really bad for him.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree.
Bring Double A up. We need to talk to you.
I will.
Number one, that picture was gluttonous as hell. I want y'all to understand what Double A sent a picture of. He sent a picture of those, not even real honey buns.
Oh, you can't say that, Autumn. That is a real honey bun.
Hey, this is according to the gas station down the street, the jumbo honey bun.
It's not the honey bun, but it is a honey bun.
So he has gas station honey buns with off-brand peanut butter, and I saw bacon in the picture because he was also gonna make bacon wrapped. What were you gonna make?
Bacon wrapped honey bun.
That when I tell y'all,
I'm gonna say this is gonna be a 2-day project. I'm not doing it all in one night. We're doing this tonight. You hear my coffee? We're doing this tonight.
I know.
And then tomorrow night, as part of our midnight conversation segment, I'm doing the bacon wrapped honey bun.
Y'all, this is the gluttony that they talk about in the Bible right here. This is really what they talk about. When they talk about the gluttony in the Bible, this is what it is.
Hey, I have water.
A peanut butter honey bun sandwich.
It sounds good.
And bacon wrapped honey bun is gluttonous as hell, and it's walking diabetes. That's not the other thing. That's not really what I want to talk to you about.
Yeah, definitely. We have some things.
That was ladies and gentlemen, PSA. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm gonna run this off tomorrow.
His stomach is about to hurt real bad, y'all. I'm gonna just let you know it's about to hurt real bad. But I need you to not defend Casey.
All right, what did he do tonight? Because
do you want to be spoiled?
I typically don't watch the Tuesday episode until Wednesday.
Do you want to be spoiled?
Sure. The internet spoiled 90% of the episode. Sure.
Okay.
What did he do tonight?
So, number one, he kisses the one Casa girl, Sydney, sleeps with her. He goes to the Casa girl that he kissed the day before, tells her, and she gets pissed. Rightfully so, because she's like, I came here for you. And then he's like, whatever. So then he tells the boys the next morning that the Casa girl he slept with the night before, Sydney, he was like, yeah, it was more of a friendship cuddle, nothing more. And he essentially thinks he's the player of Casa More right now. That's what he thinks he is, right? So then the boys asked him, they were like, well, do you have are you thinking of Anaya? Do you have like any sort of like anything in common? He's like, no, I'm not really thinking about her. We don't have anything in common. I'm like, okay, that's even worse. Then he talks to the AI robot himself, Corbin, and they talk about how nobody was behind his door. They talk about how, what else? Oh yeah, talk about I don't have to beg for kisses with these girls. I don't have to beg for kisses. What? And then he goes, yeah, I'm the hot commodity. My stock is up.
Oh no.
Like you can't defend him, Double A.
Come on, Double A. Come on.
Okay, here's the deal. Here's the thing.
You can't defend a man saying his stock is up.
This is another night. This is another night where KC put up 40, but he could have had 50.
No,
the last line again. He did this before. You just talk about he was blessed.
You know what this is?
He's exploring. He did everything right except the very last thing you said was you cannot publicly say your stock is high. Once he said
my stock is up.
Yeah, you just gave. Yeah, you're giving away the game. What are you doing?
And
King Costa, what are you doing? Chill.
And then Corbin GPT goes, yeah, I haven't thought about Kenzie since I've been in here. We know you literally said in the challenge you was bringing somebody back day one. So we know you ain't been thinking about her.
Oh, that's tough.
When I tell you, Double A, when you watch this episode, I swear to God, if you defend KC after this episode, I'm gonna look at you crazy. I'm gonna look at you real crazy.
I'll let you know Thursday. I'll let you know tomorrow. I will let you know. Everything you said about KC until the end, I have no problem. I mean, the man's exploring.
I mean,
Anaya. Again, I hope everything works out with her and
Carl.
Yeah, him. I had to take notes.
Oh yeah, I saw you doing your notes yesterday, and you're putting check boxes, and oh yeah,
I had to take notes. But I hope because it's Love Island. You're supposed to explore. You're supposed to talk with other people. You're not supposed to be all booed. Like, are we ready to just give Trinity and Bryce the $10,000 right now?
Yes, honestly, they're the only couple that, for real, that both explored in Casa More, and they're both miserable. She literally cried because of how much she missed him.
Yeah, I'm
they're
just not
both miserable.
I'm not a fan of all the tears too. Like everybody just needs to chill out. Like, stop crying so much.
Eli, they don't know what day it is. They don't know what time it is. All they've had to eat is avocado toast, eggs, and turkey bacon. Not even turkey bacon.
They would love this. They would love this.
They have to have orgies every night for challenges.
That is a lot. I understand. I mean, that's a lot.
They can't text each other. The girls have to get dressed twice a day, do their hair and makeup twice a day, and wear bikinis all day.
And they get ready to go out to the table outside.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on there, but you just gotta regulate your emotions and understand that you're in it for the money. Like, you may find love, but you know what? If you don't, you'll have enough money to go on a few dates when you get back home.
They are being psychologically tortured.
Yeah. Listen.
I'm listening.
I'm single right now, and I don't even regulate my emotions. So the hell with regulating my emotions on that show.
Yeah.
That's why I thought I was going to do really well on that show, and now I've watched a few episodes, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't think so.
Hold up. So Eli, what episode did you start with?
I started with Sunday.
Okay.
I tried to get through a little bit of yesterday's, and then today I watched a decent portion. I'm not doing the best because it is like you said, triggering at points. So I watched and I'm like, ooh, like
that's why that's why I couldn't watch Love Is Blind. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. First 20 minutes was Autumn. The first 20 minutes was pissing me off. I'm like, turn this off right now. Talking about, we got to be compatible through personality, and then maybe be ready to marry somebody. Kick rocks. The hell out of here.
I'm just too much of an empath, and I'm like watching these like dudes.
Oh my god, this is so funny.
Watching these like dudes.
That show was pissing me off. You thought Brandon Sorsby had a bad day. I had a bad day watching that show. No.
I get it. I'm sitting here watching these couples like go through it, and I'm like, I could not be on that show because they'd be like, let's pan over to Eli Moon. I'm like in a corner crying. I'm like, God, this is like the most, like every day somebody's with somebody else. Like this doesn't make any sense. Like, how would I go to Fiji to do that when it already happens in Ohio? Like I don't understand.
Autumn, when you do this show next year and Love Is Blind back one, I'm telling you right now, I will not contribute. Like I'll contribute, but I will be as negative as possible. Like this dude fake.
Yo, when I tell you, look, y'all talk about y'all being triggered. What y'all think this show triggers me? This show triggers me to the highest degree. I am always triggered when I watch the show because I understand where every single girl is coming from. I have dated, you know how many times I've dated a Sincere? You know how many times I've dated a Zach? A KC? Now, I've never dated an AI robot like Corbin GPT. That's a different thing.
You can type it in the prompt and get advice. My bad.
He's still, and like him and Kenzie, honestly, him and Kenzie are so perfect for each other because they are both doing the exact same thing right now. And I bet you they're still going to end up back with each other.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, you know what? I don't think the percentage is at 0 anymore. I think they're so effed up that it will be 5%. I'm upping their percentage to 5.
They're both doing the exact same thing, and like every time I see them both on screen, I'm like, you're literally gonna get back together. I know this. This is going to happen.
Do any splits on tonight's episode?
Yes, of course she did.
Of course. 2030 vision. 2030. You had her
2013 vision.
Yeah, 2013 vision. You had her medical classes, whatever. Like, we don't claim her. We don't.
Classmates, literally, one of her classmates was like, "Yeah, I was watching with one of her teachers, and they turned to me and was like, I definitely didn't teach her that."
Now, let me ask you. Let me ask you both this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking at free agency in the NBA, I guess which player do you think would best fit in the Villa? That will
now?
Yeah, right now.
Oh, honestly,
name a star player. You don't need to go like the 15th guy on the bench, like a star player.
Honestly, because he's just a hot commodity right now, and I think he would be a hot commodity in the Villa, I'm gonna say Jaylen Brown. He's not a free agent, but he's on the chopping block, and he's being shopped around. Jaylen Brown would do exceptionally well in the Villa.
I would say Dillon Brooks. Because
don't
feel
torture them girls like that.
Oh no!
I feel like Dillon Brooks, he would be like playing the game. He'd be a mix of Sincere and KC. I think it could be somebody.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah, but nightmares sell to America, and he'd probably survive a few more rounds. I don't know. I think Dillon.
By the way, Double A, Sincere just opens his mouth and lies now. He's not even trying no more. He's not even trying no more.
I'm good on Sincere.
He's not even trying no more.
I hope Melanie. I can't believe I'm rooting for Melanie because she was pissing me off in week 1. But I hope Melanie finds something. Did she make any progress tonight?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she made progress.
Okay, so I'm gonna spoil it. So Trinity gets sad. She feels guilty about kissing Corey. She tells Corey you know, I like you. I like the vibe we had, but my heart is not in it. And Corey tells the girls, I'm interested in Melanie. So Corey and Melanie are now talking. And Corey essentially tells Melanie she deserves better. In the previews, we see him talk about him lying to her, but they don't actually say it in like the show. Like it's not actually like stated in the show that Sincere lied and like Corey's telling her. But Corey essentially makes it known to Melanie, you deserve better.
Mm-hmm.
He is not the person. And he essentially positions himself of like, hey, if there's a chance for you to keep me post Casa, would you do it? And she essentially says yes.
Okay.
It's getting dicey. It's getting dicey, Double A.
I know that. Well, if my goal is for Sincere not to make the final.
Absolutely.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, but that's my goal. I can't stand that dude.
I can't
stand him.
I think him or KC, at least one, if not both, are getting into the final.
KC's going the distance.
No, he can't. Double A. He can't. He really can't.
He knows how to pivot, Autumn. He knows how to go to the next before it gets too hot and the bridge completely burns down. He goes to something else.
I told y'all, if that video comes out next episode on Thursday and them girls get that video of what he's doing, he's not making it till next week.
Hold up. Eli.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask for something, but we have to go to my studio. Go to my studio. You know what?
Switch over.
Pull up KC in my studio.
Okay, hold on. Do we keep everybody and it's switching over? All right, perfect.
Well, technically, it is the midnight run right now. It is after midnight.
He knows what I need. What I need right now.
Why did you look around like that?
Hold up. One more time.
He's just a little misunderstood, Autumn. It's all in good fun.
It made it no better that Zach is trying to look away to not laugh. And then Casey's like looking around and be like, oh, nobody really behind my door. Oh, that's really weird.
All the times we played that, I've never actually played. Roll that thing one more time.
You're like Jey Uso.
Look at Zach's face as it's happening. He opens his door. Look at the way Zach looks like. Look at him.
Oh.
Everybody try not to lose it. It's the way that every single person is trying not to lose it.
Hey, listen, when he actually does get eliminated, his highlight package is going to be legendary.
Yo.
Oh
my god. Between that and the stupid faces he was making and then the joke when they were
but here's the thing. We said after night one, KC doesn't have a chance. Like this guy done.
Look,
me and
he
has rebounded to Hall of Fame status ever since.
No. He is, you know what he's on, what level he's on right now? He's Draymond Green right now.
Oh no.
There's a certain, yes, that's what he is.
Oh no.
He is Draymond Green.
Autumn.
There's a certain subsection of the fan base that loves him. Absolutely. They are rooting for KC. KC is their man. And everybody else is like, get this man off my screen. You are taking up space. You're bricking shots right now. Again, the man said, my stock is up. And I'm getting kisses left and right.
Hey, he's Jordan out there.
No, he's Draymond Green right now. He's Draymond Green. He might have a good game 7. He might show up once in the playoffs. But right now, he you know what he is? He's 2015 Draymond Green. Remember, Draymond was kind of showing up in 2015 playoffs, but he really wasn't
doing
better
than that. He's
he's 2016 Draymond?
He's doing better. That's a terrible. He's not Draymond. Come on.
He's acting. He's Draymond right now. He's Draymond Green. He is. When I say he is at the point of like, what are you doing? What is he doing? It is bad. It's bad.
Autumn, you've had a great night. We got to take a break and talk about Brandon Sorsby and my honey buns and peanut butter.
Yes, we've now switched over to the midnight run. So I'm handing it over to Double A and Eli. Eli, thank you, of course.
Yes.
I will see you next week. Double A, we'll talk more because you're gonna watch this episode. And
I'll watch it.
I know you are not gonna be a Casey fan. If you are gonna be a Casey fan, I will sit you down myself and say, what is going on? What is wrong?
We'll take a break. We'll start midnight run in about 3 minutes here on the Inside Edge Network. Back after this.
I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at KeyOnSports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
And hello, everybody. Welcome back to Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. Network. It is 12:20 here on this June 24th, 2026. Glad to have you with us right here on the Inside Edge Network. Remember to like and subscribe at InsideEdge Net. We welcome all of our new followers across our social media platforms. We appreciate having you aboard. Remember, again, like and subscribe. As you know, Omar says it very well in the mornings. Like, you like our stuff, that's great, and we appreciate it. But if you subscribe and really get locked in, that's very appreciative, obviously, on our end. And for you guys, because it's a whole community. Everything about what we do is community, and that's what we try to feature in front of the camera and behind the camera. Also, we are on Roku, InsideEdge Network. That's all you got to type, InsideEdge Network on Roku. You could take us wherever you need to be. We are there for you. So anytime we're on live, just flip on your TV, flip on your Roku. We are right there. And then we have a website as well, InsideEdgeNetwork.com, where you can see all of our programming, personality profiles, and we have a merch store as well. Eli and I, we've been actually our entire team. We've been talking throughout the day. Who knew on June 23rd, now June 24th, this would be a crazy, crazy, crazy busy day in the world of sports, in the world of entertainment. We was just talking about Love Island. In the world of news, Kyle had a big local story that, go back and watch Unfiltered, 5 o'clock. A lot of heavy hitting stuff going on there, but this is late night. We focus it on sports and entertainment, and for you foodies out there, we got you covered, because later in the show, we got a brand new installment of Smash or Pass, and it's going to be me trying something out. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But our top story, and the top story in sports, the NFL came down and basically said there will be no supplemental draft, no NFL supplemental draft. So Brandon Sorsby, all this talk about what he can do, well, what he can't do is play NFL football in 2026. He will be eligible to play and enter the draft in 2027. Here's my fear in all of this. First off, here's what happened, and here's what accomplished. The NFL, if you didn't realize already, when they say they have a zero tolerance on gambling, they mean zero tolerance. They mean zero to the highest T, no tolerance for gambling at all. Also, I want to make note too, you can watch us on simulcast on Keon Sports on YouTube and Facebook, and KeonSports.com. Ohio State news, high school sports as that ramps up, and they got a write up about this Guardians offense. Drop the first 2 to the Chicago White Sox. Okay, back to Sorsby. His NFL career is over before it even started. It's it. This was the worst case scenario for him. I thought the worst that could have happened. I thought the supplemental draft was going to happen. And I've always assumed in the back of my head the NFL was going to lay some kind of suspension towards him. He was going to be suspended in some way. But it would have been better if he was drafted by someone, and then at worst, if he's suspended for a year, that sucks, but at least he's on a team. Now I fear that he won't be on a team. And it's one of those things, it's tough, but I don't see it. And here's why. The NFL, you could be quickly forgotten about. Quickly. 2026 was the year he needed to play. A lighter quarterback draft class, less quarterbacks in the market. Like, sometimes your value is dictated by your market. It's dictated by the availability of the market. In 2026, Sorsby, whether you think he's the next Tom Brady or the next Kenny Pickett, he's a hot commodity in 2026. Not in 2027. Not in a draft that's going to include Dante Moore and Arch Manning and countless other names. Not the case. And as we talked about even on this show, we've talked, about how much live reps, game speed matters. Why, in my mind and Eli's mind and most of your mind, why Shedeur Sanders has the upper hand over Deshaun Watson. Live reps, game speed, that stuff matters. And Sorsby's not going to get that. The next time he'll even have an opportunity to get anything close to that will be in 2027 if he joins the UFL. And I'm sure by 2027 he'll have a pro day. Will he participate in a scouting combine? Like, will he go to that? Will he participate? I know quarterbacks, top prospects really don't show out that much in Indianapolis. He's going to have to do something. And will his team advise him correctly? Because so far his team has failed. His inner circle has failed him. He was gonna sue the NCAA. That got dropped. Now there are plans that he's gonna sue the NFL. Okay, cool. If you win, teams still are not going to sign you. So what exactly are you accomplishing? Legally, respectfully, what the hell are you doing? And I'm not talking just about Sorsby. I'm talking about his representation. I'm talking about his inner circle. His inner circle has failed him in this entire process. But here lays the deal. We learned today, and I listened to what our team had to say about it throughout the day. And here's my stance. Okay. In the eyes of public opinion, because if you line it side by side, Deshaun Watson got an 11-game suspension in 2022 for sexual assault allegations. Brandon Sorsby unofficially is out of the league for 2026. He's out of college football. He's out of the NFL in 2026. The NFL, in their eyes, they're telling you gambling's a no-go. I thought Eli and Chad made a great point on Primetime earlier tonight. It's one thing to say, oh, what's the big deal about gambling? Look at what's going on with Chauncey Billups. Look what's going on with Portland, that whole situation with Damon Jones and others. Like the NBA, that's a mess right now. To tell you how serious, I'm not going to get into particulars, but let's just say I have some friends, and Eli has we have friends that cannot step foot inside of a casino. They can't even step foot inside of a casino because they're affiliated with the NFL, and that is a complete no-no. They track it, and they get you out if you do anything of such. Like, I remember one time asking one of my buddies who works where he works, I'm like, all right, let's set up. When we were with friends, it's not like, hey, do you want to go to Jack Casino? It's just, it's very casual. It's like, all right, hey, let's set up Jack Casino. And we just can't do it. Can't do it. The NFL is that strict about integrity, about zero tolerance. Why bring that into your program? Why even think about it? And the NFL basically said, we're going to take this matter out of, and remember too, the owners, the commissioner in the NFL, they work for the owners. And the owners made the call basically and said, we can't do this. So it's a mix of all these things, right? Otto mentioned that this is a PR move. Absolutely, this is a PR move. Hell yeah, it's a PR move. We talk about integrity of the game. Now, in terms of, is this fair? This is very extreme. I mean, I do believe in second chance. I hope this kid does get another opportunity. I do. But the circumstances have worked against him. By the time 2027 rolls around, through all this talk about Brandon Sorsby, he's not the next Tom Brady. He's not the next Peyton Manning. He could be a first round, second round talent that's gonna have that could have had a successful NFL career, but is it worth taking that chance? And the one thing that they mentioned in like the statements that were released, and there's a crap ton of statements, but essentially the office of the NFL said it is a privilege to play in the National Football League. It's not often that line is used. Like, very rarely do you see that line, that language used. But in this case, why the NFL would put that stain on their product? You do not want a situation at all as with the National Football League, the number one the number one business in America. The number one business in America is the National Football League. You don't want people questioning whether, what's going on with gambling. It cannot happen. It can't happen. But unfortunately, I think due to circumstances, due to, again, a heavy draft class in 2027, and here's the other factor. I guess technically in 2026, since there's no supplemental draft, and technically he's not in the NFL, technically he could gamble right now. Technically. But me and you, we're sitting here. You do know if he went back and gambled, we know what's going to happen. So in this case, there's a part of me that feels bad for the kid because the NFL basically made an example out of him. I have not seen, I may be out of line in saying what I'm about to say. I have not seen a gambling punishment this harsh since Pete Rose. And I might be out of line in saying that. I have not seen a gambling punishment as harsh in public eye since Pete Rose. This kid's NFL career is done. That's it. And for what, right? You're going to have a ton of new prospects. The risk of relapsing with gambling jumps back up. Again, it's a gray area this year because he's an adult. Technically, he can do whatever the hell he wants. But again, when the NFL uses it is a privilege to be here, and you're taking on, like, you're running a business. You're running a business. Can you trust your employees to fall in line from that standpoint? I don't. It's not a risk worth taking. It just isn't. So I guess that ends the talk of him joining the Browns, huh? So Shedeur Sanders is safe, right? Oh boy. What the hell were we thinking? Not we, but there are some people, literally those out there like, oh, we could trade Shedeur Sanders. Get the hell out of here. Stop it. Cut the nonsense. Stop it. Shedeur Sanders is the best quarterback you have on your roster. And once Shedeur Sanders fully learns the playbook, it won't even be close. It won't even be close. But unfortunately, due to politics and due to Deshaun Watson's contract, he still may not be QB1. But my goodness, talk about nonsense, probably. Mr. Eli Moon, we were, I'm convinced. The Cleveland Browns were going to draft Brandon Sorsby.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure felt like a double A. Sure felt like it. I mean, we were literally freaking out about it yesterday because it just felt like such a reality. And, thankfully, it seems like Roger Goodell saved not only the Browns, but a lot of bad teams from basically setting themselves back, because there wasn't a lot of ways this was going to be successful. Him coming in right before training camp or during training camp, really, and having a few preseason games and just all the stuff around him right now. There's plenty of guys you could take a chance on in 27. And maybe these teams need to just look at where they're at. The Browns, you got Shador, you got Deshaun Watson. You got to make that decision. Arizona, are they going to bring Brissett, that big contract he's looking for? Or are they going to go to the Carson Beck route? You have all these different discussions. The Jets, Geno Smith, redemption tour. And I believe Geno Smith is going to have a good year. I know he's dealing with some stuff right now. But, Roger Goodell saved a lot of these teams from themselves. And now they get to at least take a chance on Dante Moore, Arch Manning, Julian Sayin, some of these guys that stand out. Lenore Sellers, who went back to school, at South Carolina. So you got a lot of guys out there that stand out. And now the Browns and other teams, if it doesn't work out this year with the quarterback situations, can at least take a chance on a guy that doesn't have a lot of stuff already going on and is more of a talking point at times on this network than Love Island, which is definitely our strongest point right now.
That's saying a lot. On this network, that's saying a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we have talked about Brendan Sorsby earlier today on Unfiltered. Kyle Cornell spent some time on it. Chad and I talked about it. Autumn and I talked about it. Me and you, you and I are talking about it. So it's a very strong point, man. And it's like, okay, is it fair completely for what's going on? Maybe not. I guess you could say, it's never been done like this before. But sometimes precedents have to be set. And when it comes to gambling and the NFL, seeing what's going on with the NBA, like we talked about on Primetime earlier, and what they're seeing, already kind of go on in the NCAA with how the Big 12 and other schools are revolting against Texas Tech and Brendan Sorsby. They don't want to get involved with this mess. They've been very serious about things that affect the integrity of the game. I know Deflategate Tom Brady didn't get a whole season or anything like that, but if they suspend Tom Brady, the best player in the league at that time, and for most of his time in the league, but they suspend him, then they have no problem suspending a guy that hasn't made them any money, hasn't been on any commercials.
Yeah, who's Sorsby? Who is Brandon Sorsby? Who cares?
Right, exactly. Like a guy that has potential. There's a lot of guys that have potential. The Raiders thought DeMarcus Russell had potential. So, I mean, if we're talking about potential, there's a lot of guys. Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis still hasn't lived up to his potential. So it's like, yeah, man, I don't buy it.
I'm going to be honest. Even though I'm rooting for this kid to be successful, and moving forward. I'm rooting for the kid to turn things around.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad the NFL did this. That you need to prove a point. Gambling's the one thing. It's the one thing where you need to lay down the law and say this is not acceptable. And this is not a situation where this young man laid down one bet or two bets, 10 bets or anything like that. You're talking thousands and thousands of dollars on bets. You're talking, to the point that Rizicki has brought up, that's in this angle hasn't been presented much in the news. You're talking about illegal betting, underage betting.
Right.
So again, and throughout this whole process, and I'm sorry that he surrounds himself, Sorsby, with people who don't know what the hell they're doing in terms of advisement.
Yeah.
But he should have, because one of the points that the NFL made was, yeah, we know the deadline was the 21st. And you technically went in and applied, I believe, on the 16th. But with all of your baggage, you should have applied for the NFL months ago.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
and they made the case real quick. They made the case. The NFL is saying you're only coming here to escape punishment.
Yes, exactly.
And they have the right, the NFL has the right to ding you if you're just looking to escape punishment. If they could do that to Jim Tressel, who was honored today, or is going to be honored, with Ohio State, they could do it for Brandon Sorsby.
Yeah, and you wonder, what are they going to do with the supplemental draft? If I'm the NFL, I'm like, we're just doing away with the supplemental draft. Yeah, it's brought in good guys, and there's been situations before, Bernie Kosar and stuff like that. But the way it's getting now, where it's like people that are like legit doing pretty questionable things, right? In college football, maybe they just do away with the supplemental draft. You know what? Hey, if you're not, keeping your head on straight, why should we give you an opportunity besides the draft? If you can't get into the draft, then you just don't play. And that's just what it is. And if, you're suspended for college football, that doesn't mean you can just come over here. Now you got to sit out the year. That affects your draft stock. And these are the decisions you have to live with. But I think the NFL, if they really want to crack down on this and show that they're doing a level playing field, because yes, they're always going to put betting above everything else. They don't want the integrity of the game questioned. But they should maybe look into, not even maybe, they should look into all the other cases, assault, just the other things that come to mind when it comes to, Deshaun Watson, like those type of situations. Like Deshaun Watson should have never been able to play another football game in his career. And that's maybe the questions they should be looking at to answer is, should we even be having a supplemental draft? Maybe we need to start weeding out guys that have a bad look on our brand, because they haven't got to that point because there's not too many bad cases in the NFL, but you don't want to turn around and in 5 to 10 years you're looking and you're the UFC, where now the faces of your league are all kind of bad apples, unfortunately. And the NFL has done a good job of that, but I think getting rid of the supplemental draft will eliminate any bad characters getting in there and affecting the brand, because we talk about it all the time here with the network, with us, with everything. You're a brand when you're in the creative world, when you're in the broadcasting world, wherever you are. You're a brand, and the NFL's got to protect theirs.
The only pushback I will have with that, I don't hate the idea. The only pushback, I think, in terms of notable names, and I haven't done extensive research on this, so I can be flat out dude, what the hell are you talking about? But Albert Breer pointed this out. Even guys in the past that have questionable issues going on, they were still allowed, right? They were still, obviously we know the Josh Gordon example here. Yeah. We know a few of these examples. Josh Gordon, Terrell Pryor.
Yep.
Terrell Pryor there was one year he had an unbelievable NFL season as a receiver.
Yep.
That's a random fact. And then you mentioned Bernie Kosar. From the surface level, there has been more good than bad coming through the supplemental draft. And again, Josh Gordon through because of drugs. Terrell Pryor, tattoos. That pisses me off and others. But gambling's the one, because it can get away with you quickly. It can get away. And let's be real about this, folks. You might be like, well, he only gambled on his team, and that's it. That's still a problem, because on game week, what you're running. Your game plan. You have the all 22 game film from the other teams. And I'm not just talking about stuff you get on NFL Plus. You have the all 22. Mm-hmm. You have access to everything. You know how the game's going to be called, to the point we were talking about the other day. If receiver A is going to be targeted 70% of the time, or is the tight end going to be targeted?
Right. Right. Yeah, it's something you just can't mess around with if you're the NFL. And they made that clear example of Brendan Sorsby today, and any player that messes up in the future. In college football is doing the same thing. So really, I think football is doing the best job of kind of getting ahead of this before it becomes a problem, like it has in baseball, like it has in basketball. And I think they're making a statement out of a guy who, it's not like it's a guy who's a third string quarterback or anything like that. This is the guy that was going to start for Texas Tech, a team that has playoff aspirations to make a deep run. Like they did last year in terms of at least getting to the playoffs. So now it makes an example all across the board from college football to the NFL AA. And I know we got to go to break, but I guess my final thought is, thank goodness the Browns finally get saved from themselves for once. I feel good.
They did. And my last point before we break, and you kind of set this up a few minutes ago, Brandon Sorsby dominating the news and things like that. This will be the last. I mean, you're going to get the tells on the case and things like that, but legal takes time to play out.
Mm-hmm.
So today, maybe tomorrow, this will be the last time Brandon Sorsby is going to be on the forefront of a lot of people's minds. And then we're going to move on to something else. And when you're away from that spotlight, unless you shine with the UFL and you take pro day seriously and the scouting combine seriously and things like that, NFL is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And I just don't think it's happening.
Yeah. I think that ruling today ended that kid's NFL career. I really believe that. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to follow, man. Yeah, I mean, we'll keep an eye on it, but I mean, there's not too much pushback from me on that. I think if anything, he is going to be in the category of maybe we take a late round pick on you, but that's if we don't see talent elsewhere. But yeah.
If you're hanging around in the 6th round, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows?
All right, coming up. The Cavs may draft. We have not talked about the NBA draft at all because there's nothing to talk about. But the Cavs did make news. We'll give that to you coming up on the other side of this break. Was I a little bit too harsh on the championship odds with the Cavaliers following the big blockbuster trade with Giannis heading over to Milwaukee? And then also smash and pass. I will attempt to, I'm regretting this now, but I got to follow through. We teased it. I got peanut butter. I got honey bun. We're going to try to eat it. I'll give you, I'm dreading this. We'll be back.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick. With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh. I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. We're here with you every weeknight at 12 a.m. right here at Inside Edge Net. Of course, every night we start at 10 o'clock, InsideEdge Primetime, the Daily Spiral at 11, and then Midnight Run at midnight. 3 shows, 1 live stream right here. I'm getting it ready, coming up in a few minutes. There it is. I had to cut this in half. I forget. I have not consumed a honey bun from the gas station in years. It's been a minute. I forgot how big they. I'm not eating the whole thing. Okay, I like to go to bed, but I have this cut in half. We're gonna make a sandwich out of it, and coming up after we talk Cavs, I got the peanut butter here too. We're gonna make this happen. Do I see Omar off the screen there? He doesn't need to come on, but do I see him? Is he present? Yeah, okay. Tell him to stick around because in a few minutes it's about to happen. This is part 1. Now, tomorrow, we're going to have midnight conversations, and I don't have a smoker, but I do have an air fryer, and we're going to try and attempt a bacon wrap honey bun tomorrow here on Midnight Run. So pray for me. Remember, always exercise, always work out, and you'll be good. I will definitely be working out tomorrow. Real quick, the Cavaliers, NBA draft news. They did nothing. Actually, they had pick number 29. They traded with the Kings back, so they did not make a selection tonight. Believe the plan is for them to make a selection in round 2 tomorrow. But again, we're standing by just to see here. That 29th pick went to the Sacramento Kings, and the Cavaliers are right now scheduled to pick at number 34. It's occurred to me too. I'll make this brief, and then I'll make it brief. NIL, in my opinion, has kind of destroyed my personal enjoyment for college basketball. Just because I don't know where these players play ball. Like, I don't want to go boom or anything like that. I'm only 34 years old, but even I'm old enough to remember when players stayed on a team for longer than a year. So I knew players and where they played, and like I could build name recognition. Like, I watch with college basketball, I might see like 3 of their games before the NCAA tournament, and then that's it. And then, like, out of the blue, oh, cool. So yeah. So you see, that's who the Kings selected with our pick tonight. So there's that. Okay. Real quick. Do we have Eli? I think I did not delete it. Do we have the graphic from yesterday? It courtesy shout out to Chops. He actually posted this online. This was posted during our show yesterday, probably about 20 minutes after Giannis was traded to Miami. It was the 2027 championship odds in the NBA. And there they are right there. And you don't see us, but we're there. We're actually underneath the ticker. It did not occur to me until we replayed last night's episode earlier today. I didn't realize Cleveland and Indiana are actually tied in terms of odds. They're both plus 4,500. So, like, they're both tied. But the point still stands. There isn't much vote of confidence with the Cavaliers to win the NBA title. And that's the conversation, to win the NBA title. I am not ready yet to have the Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown discussion. We might have that discussion tomorrow. Or Evan Mobley, Jaylen Brown. We might have that discussion tomorrow. But that's Vegas saying that they don't believe that Cleveland, they're not basing it off of power rankings. If we made a power rankings list, Cavaliers, I think, would be, I would say Cavaliers would be considered probably the 5th or 6th best team. Probably 5th or 6th. You probably have San Antonio, in no particular order, San Antonio, Oklahoma City, Boston, New York. Boston for now, by the way. And then tier 2, Cleveland, maybe, and various other teams, Denver, Los Angeles Lakers, all of that. But in terms of winning a title, I think Cleveland is where they need to be. Hopefully things change, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll relax a little bit. My fear is the Cavaliers not doing anything. And maybe Kyle's right. Maybe it's at this point, you give it one more run at LeBron James, or else you may be forced to run it back. But who knows? We'll look more into, I don't know if he'll be traded by the time we come on the air tomorrow night, but we'll look more into Jaylen Brown coming up on tomorrow's show. Okay, Eli, it is time for, I think this will be a nightly segment, smash or pass. Now, I will not be consuming something every single night, but courtesy to our guy, Stefan Johnson, good friend, he posted last week, he had a couple honey bun videos sent to him. And one of them was a honey bun peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now, I typically don't eat jelly. I just have peanut butter.
Yes.
But Eli.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen when I eat this?
I think you're going to be happy. I think you may stay up all night because you're just filled with excitement from this peanut butter honey bun sandwich. Bro, it's going to be so good, man. I mean, and I know you can't really do the milk thing, but like for me, I would, first off, I'd have jelly probably on mine too. I understand, preference, but if I had honey available, I would add honey. I would dip it in like some milk or something too to make it softer. And like, oh my goodness, bro. I'm excited, man. I'm getting excited just thinking about, man, I see you over there lathering that peanut butter out there. Come on, man. Let's go.
Get that. Now, the one thing, I do not do like iced honey bun. That's a little too much for me.
I saw you went with the original. And I understand.
I went with the OG.
I love the iced one too, though. I can't lie. Now, the one I can't really get too much behind is when they do the chocolate honey bun. I can't really get behind the chocolate honey bun.
Mm-hmm.
Too much going on.
All right. So I have it all set here.
Yes.
We have 100 people viewing this. So this is, you see I know it's all the same color, but you see the peanut butter.
There it is.
Now what we're going to do. Boy, this is such. I'm getting excited.
Oh, look at that, dude.
Look at that.
Oh.
And then what we're going to do, hold up. We're going to do this. I got a paper plate here. Boy, can't you tell there's a bachelor palace here? Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Eli, are you intrigued?
This looks phenomenal, bro. This looks I can't wait. All right, wait. Double A,
I'll tell you right now, I ain't eating this whole thing. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take like a couple bites, and then I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator and eat the rest either in the morning or throughout the day.
Yeah, because I didn't know you're about to rock with this. I can't wait.
So, and this is a little dirty, so I'm gonna get a fork.
Yep, absolutely. I'm gonna get the drum roll ready while you're grabbing that.
Okay, here we go.
All right,
first fight coming up right now. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Here it is.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh my goodness. Double A.
Oh man.
Smash or pass, Double A.
Hold up. Okay. You could definitely tell that's a gas station honey bun.
Yeah. Okay.
Quality's not all the way there. But let's see. Let's get one more here.
All right.
Let's see. Get a little bit of the frost in the peanut butter.
Oh yeah, that was a bite full of flavor right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. One more bite. Hold on.
All right, one more bite.
One more.
Yep.
Everybody knows the rules. One bite. I'm sorry. I had to...
Be careful, get sued.
Network shut down. What happened? They point away. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go. One more.
Yeah, this is diabetes right here, folks.
Dude, it looks so good though, man. Like
it's
now you understand why I was saying the peanut butter and jelly over the bacon. I mean, we'll see the bacon one tomorrow, but that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not too heavy, not too greasy. It's just good.
All right, so here's the thing. I was smashed, but I don't know if you could taste the peanut butter that much.
Well, you might just
let me do this. I'm going to
add it a little bit more.
So I took off the top.
Okay.
So I'm just going to eat it with this.
All right, let's see what's going on here. Probably a little bit more peanut butter there for sure.
Yeah. Honestly, this is probably the way to eat it.
Like an open-ended sandwich.
Open-ended. Yeah. This is the way to eat it.
Yeah, open. Yeah.
All right. So I would not make this a sandwich.
Yeah.
Just take one honey bun and spread it with peanut butter goodness. Okay. And you just smash. And I'm eating it with a fork because they're honey buns. It's sticky.
Yeah.
And I have technology here. I can't get this sticky.
Absolutely. No, double A. Hey, man. That's a pretty good start, bud. I'll tell you this. I think that's going to trump the bacon wrapped one. We'll see, though. We'll see.
I don't know. That's going to be a wild card. We're going to try that live. We're going to try it. We're going to try it on Midnight Conversations tomorrow.
Oh, man. Omar's excited, man. Omar was like, man, is Double A really about to try the bacon? I was like, not tonight. Not the bacon wrapped one tonight. He's like, all right, I'll wait till he's done, but I'm trying that too. So it's becoming a
tomorrow night. We're trying it tomorrow night.
Okay.
I'll fire it up during like the second segment. My only concern, all right, we'll give some unofficial plugs here for a second.
Yep.
I usually get my bacon from Aldi's. I love Aldi's bacon. I just do. But I typically don't put it in the air fryer. I tried it once, and just by itself, it got stuck to my air fryer. I don't think that's going to be the case with a honey bun, but I need to do a little bit of research and see how long I need it in the air fryer. I might be able to get away. If I had a guess, I could probably have it in the air fryer for like 6 minutes.
Yeah, or maybe the oven. Maybe you wrap it and put it in the oven on a pan.
I
mean,
could.
it'll take a little bit longer, but I mean, it may come out a little bit better too.
I could. We'll do the air fryer.
We'll do the air fryer. Yeah.
We'll do the air fryer.
You're right.
There's no more important product in these studios besides the technology than the air fryer.
You're dang right.
So I'm going to do this. This is what I have left. Okay.
Yeah.
This is, let me get a good view there. Look at that. You can see the peanut butter spread too. Oh boy, it's tempting to eat this right now. It's tempting.
Well, hey, you got. Look, I'm in the morning show studio. I think I clicked one button and I changed it to the World Cup minute behind me. So we got a nice plug for the morning show. They got the TV ready to eat a bacon wrapped honey bun and peanut butter honey bun sandwich. But just a nice reminder that in the morning at 10 a.m. here on the Inside Edge Network, you can hear. I won't be sitting here. Omar will be sitting here doing the World Cup minute. He's been doing a great job. But Double A, you got the TV going like, dang man, I'm having a moment. I'm getting the hot sweats.
I know. By the way, where are you producing the morning show from tomorrow?
Here, probably here.
Okay.
Yeah, we have multiple laptops. I will be producing off screen, but I'll be here. Then back for Unfiltered. Busy day tomorrow. Busy day. And we had a busy day today.
You know what? I just thought about this.
What's going on?
I could do almond milk.
See, and then you dip it. Oh,
And
bro.
dip it.
Oh, bro.
I honestly think what this is missing, because it is a bit dry. It's dry.
Yep.
So, yeah, you need milk.
Yeah, because I think that amplifies the peanut butter. I think
It does.
Yep.
You need milk. You get milk with this bad boy, it's over.
Oh,
Now, my advice, if you want health advice, the hell you want health advice is 1 o'clock in the morning, but you deserve health advice. Number one, if you go to try this, try it once and then don't do it again for a year. Okay. If you're going to do this, I would say have it open-ended, unless I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and try this half out in the morning.
Yep.
And the third thing, if you don't eat this with jelly, milk. Dip it.
I think even with the jelly.
Okay.
I think that would just amplify everything. And the glaze from like the honey bun, like oh brother.
Mhm.
Oh, it's time to get out of here. I'll eat all night right now. That's how I'm feeling.
Omar just shot. He just texted me.
Oh no. Oh no.
He said he'll bring me a smoke one tomorrow when he drops you off.
Yeah, he's working on it. He says he's gonna work on it. I'm getting one too. We're trying it tomorrow. Midnight Conversations.
I'm so excited for tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. I can't wait.